Rocky movie.
All right, Mark, I love it when you do the countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Finish him. Kung Lao wins. Fatality. Flawless victory. Prepare to die.
Yes, this is Jay St. G here, and yes, we are excited to welcome back Anthony Marquez, the original Kung Lao. Be sure to pick up his book, Kung Fu Rockstar. Links in the description below.
Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in a nerd cage with your hosts Mark and Jay. We hope you have a smashing good time.
All right, here we go. Getting ready. You're about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. Hello and welcome. That's right, you're trapped in Nerd Cage Live. This ain't just a reaction show, but a debate show and a live discussion on everything that makes people like you and I tick. So thank you for joining us tonight on this 1-year celebration of Nerd Cage Live. We're doing the Pulp Fiction watch party. Whew. So, I'm coming to you live from Syracuse, New York. And always with me, the warrior from Wakanda, the fiend from Louisville, Mark Withers, and our moderator from Syracuse, New York, Joe from Fallen One Gaming. Introduce this fine debauchery we have going on tonight.
What's going on, man? Super excited to be here as usual. And yes, tonight is the night. The moment is here. 1 year ago this week, we did our first show, and it kind of evolved into this. And what better way to celebrate it than to just watch one of my favorite movies? And we couldn't think of a more fitting set of guests to have than our alter egos here at Real Talk, a movie podcast. Please welcome Wes, Tommy, and Gabe. How are you guys?
Man, we're doing great. Been looking forward to this. This is our first watch party, I think, for all three of us. And just an honor to be invited on the show. We really, really appreciate that. And it's one of my favorite movies, too. So let's go.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pumped, guys. Last time I got in the cage with Tommy and you guys, I came out victorious like Mankind did in that nail match and ladder match back in 1997. And I just felt really good about myself. So I'm glad to be back on the show, guys.
Awesome. We're going to have a rematch sometime real soon.
Excellent. T-Man, how you doing, man?
Doing great, guys. Doing great. I'm still recovering from that Nerd Cage battle we had. It's taken me a lot of time in the gym. I've been back in the gym, really, building up my body, building up my repertoire, and I think I'm ready to enter again.
You're starting to look like Mark, man.
That may or may not be a compliment, Tommy.
No, it is a compliment, and I'm not at all. So I need to get back in the gym more.
Team, from the looks of it, you got about 5 more years to get on Mark's level.
Right, Mark. I need to message you, Mark. I need to get your
regiment.
Yeah, your regiment for sure.
Nothing but movies. Joe, how you doing tonight, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm just happy to be here and be able to hang out and watch this movie with you guys and chat it up.
Awesome.
Hey, Joe, who we got in the chat tonight?
Tonight we got Billy Mountain III. We got Paul Tackett is here. And we got more coming in.
Yeah, it looks like we got about 7 people here. So, Okay, so we want to give people time to log in and watch. We're going to do a slow countdown from 10. So that being said, so let's just go around the circle real quick, starting with Wes. When's the last time you've seen this movie, and what does this movie mean to you?
I honestly don't know the last time I saw it. I think before we started recording, I said, guys, it's been a while since I've seen Pulp Fiction. I've seen it a bunch, but it's just a movie that always stays fresh on your mind. And, sometimes time can slip away from you, but it just still feels so familiar, so fresh. I remember so much of it. This is a movie that I remember when it came out. I was only 12, but man, the impact that it made, even just to the culture, a 12-year-old felt it. It was everywhere. It was on the Academy Awards. It was rows and rows at the rental stores up there, ready to go. And then you, of course, started hearing about Royale with cheese and things like that. And you're like, what's going on? And so I didn't wind up watching it until I was probably in high school, and just immediately loved it. Fell in love with Jules's character. He's just so funny, just such a cool character. And love Harvey Keitel in this movie too. So yeah, it means a lot. It's just grown on me over the years, and it's the reason why whenever a movie comes out with the name Quentin Tarantino, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah, this is definitely one of the most quotable movies of all time. Gabe, when's the last time you watched Pulp Fiction? And what does this movie mean to you?
We just talked about it. It is, there's some stuff you guys don't get to see before we come on air. You should know that. But basically, I just said, I was like, I don't know. Just like Wes, it's sad. It's probably been over 10 years. But I remember when this movie came out, I was also a huge Reservoir Dogs fan, man. I loved that movie. So when this movie came out, I was all for it. But I can't tell you the last time I've seen it. All I remember about this movie is that scene, and that's all I had to say. And everybody started laughing earlier. So, I remember a lot of good acting. I love John Travolta in it, but that scene is all I remember. So we'll see.
Awesome. Tommy, same question.
Yeah, going back to what Wes and Gabe said, I can't remember when I saw it last. It's been quite a few years, but I just remember watching this for the first time and how it kind of blew apart what a movie could be, because it has those differing timelines. And I don't know if I'd ever seen that before. I think that's one of its biggest hallmarks. And then just the dialogue is so inventive. I think now it's lost some of it because Hollywood kind of became Tarantinoized in a way. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll talk all about this. But that first time, and, in the beginning, it was just seismic what it did to Hollywood. And I think we felt it for the next 10 years with all the ripoffs. And then, of course, we're still living in that Tarantino world in a lot of ways.
Yes, sir. And Joe, you're our moderator, better known as Fallen One Gaming. He's here. Anyone that's going to alpha around, he's going to boot you out. But we won't get any of that tonight. But he's been here from the beginning. He's been moderating from behind the scenes. Now he's on screen with us. So, Joe, real quick, when's the last time you watched Pulp Fiction? What does this movie mean to you, bud?
This has become kind of a tradition for me. I try to watch it at least once a year. It's a classic Hallmark movie, and it's got some of the most iconic lines in it. So it's been cameoed by almost everybody. So, it's a great movie. I'd love to see it again with you guys. So,
excellent. So, listen, I think we're about ready to begin, but before we go, everybody in the chat, do you guys have the movie queued up and ready? If the chat says we're ready, then Mark's going to do the honor of the countdown. We're going to do a slow, again, let me repeat this, slow countdown from 10. And on 3, 2, 1, go, we all hit play. So yeah, it looks like we got a number of people in the chat now. First person that says we're ready, we're ready. That's how I look at it. I want to make sure that everyone's ready. We all hit play at the same time, so that way we're all in sync. Now, there's a timer on the screen. The timer on the screen is where we are synced up to the movie. Obviously, we can't show the movie due to copyright. So yeah, obviously there's a 20-second delay between our feed and the chat here. So first person that says they're ready, we're ready to go. Whew, I can't wait. I love this damn movie. This is a top 5 movie for me. Okay,
Yeah,
easily
me
one of
too.
those quotable movies. It's my favorite Tarantino movie, and I think, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best movie of the '90s, for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It has an evergreen quality to it. And Byron Kingsley says,
All right,
I'm
that
ready.
was the cue. So here we go, Mark. I love it when you do that slow and sexy countdown.
Continue. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Miramax logo. Miramax great. The only thing that's bad about Miramax is Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey. Yeah. He who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Just all the movies and then of course Shakespeare in Love beating Saved by Ryan. Another debacle.
But Harvey actually has got to be thanked for this movie in a way, because he really believed in it after reading the script, and this was actually the first movie that Miramax bought.
Yeah.
And I have a question: do you guys think this is the most violent Disney movie of all time?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I read that the other day. It's true.
Disney bought it in 1990, or bought Miramax in 1993, and as I said, this was the first one, movie that they produced. So technically, it's a Disney movie.
Wow. I hadn't even thought about that.
No, actually, I saw
I
that.
think I like it more now.
Is this your favorite Tarantino movie, T-Man?
Yes, definitely my favorite Tarantino movie. I have my issues with Tarantino, and I don't know if we want to get into it right now because we're just getting into it. Well, let's save it for a little bit. But this is definitely, I think, his best one for sure.
So I'm just putting my volume up just a little bit here. I didn't realize playing this on my DVD or Blu-ray, my volume's so low. Like, I got to crank this all the way up to hear the movie.
Yeah, that happens with mine too.
Yeah.
God, I love Tim Roth.
Tim Roth looks so young.
I know, right?
I mean, he still looks old, but he looks young for Tim Roth. Like, this guy's always looked old.
He looks like us now, Wes, basically.
Exactly.
He looks like us.
Yeah.
Right.
Wasn't Tim Roth in that series about liars or whatever it is? Or
Yeah, Lie to Me.
Lie to Me.
Michael B. Jordan was on that too.
See, that's what I think about when I see Tim Roth. Is that bad?
No. Sooner or later, all these actors, not just in Pulp Fiction, but everywhere, they always go to TV. They always need a paycheck. Sooner or later, you got to get that steady paycheck.
Yeah, I saw a documentary with about Tim Roth years ago. This would have been maybe 2005, 2006, and he was talking about his process for selecting his roles. He said that he just wants to go for the roles that he doesn't have to audition for. And so probably the whole reason why he ended up doing that TV show is I don't have to go on any auditions.
Well, that's a great point, because I'm sure you get to a point in life as an actor where you're like, I don't want to audition anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can anybody believe that he wore this shirt in a movie?
I wish I had it, Gabe. It's
I love
nice.
how this movie, just like his previous movie, Reservoir Dogs, it starts off in a restaurant, and they're talking about restaurant workers.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good point. I was going to ask you guys, so what are your thoughts on this opening scene of how, they have this opening scene, which is not connected to the rest until later?
I love it. I love that out of order storytelling.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's a really interesting way to start the movie, and of course, when they get up to start robbing the place, it cuts and it goes to Jules and Vincent. I think it's a really interesting. And the dialogue here is so great. I love how they're cycling through the reason why to rob a restaurant. The people aren't expecting it, and he loved the idea about Honey Bunny here taking everybody's wallets and stuff. It's just a really cool way. The first time I ever remember watching it, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah,
it's just such a unique way to start a film.
I'll tell you, this wouldn't happen during COVID. Nobody would rob a restaurant during COVID. It'd make no sense. Yeah, we've got $1.77 back here.
All right, here we go.
I like how she almost does it like she's talking about like sex, like she's got to have him.
Yeah, she's
except
like
for she's
really
talking,
into it.
let's go, like now. It's like this turns her on.
Part of it looks hot, part of it looks scary. Like,
And the funny thing is, we never know what their names are either.
Right, it's just
That's
Honey
why they
Bunny.
refer to Honey Bunny.
One thing, of course, that Tarantino always does extremely well is he always picks the most perfect music for each of his
he
scenes.
does.
It creates the mood, like in a way that you wouldn't expect.
Who are you
know,
more
if that
scared
makes
of,
any
Tim
sense.
Roth or that chick? I'm more scared of that chick.
Yeah, I'm more scared of Honey Bunny.
I ain't
She's
messing
too
with
unpredictable.
Okay.
Oh, she is at the end. She gets all wild-eyed whenever Jules gets up. I mean, she is just like looking insane.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready for a wild fun fact about the casting of this movie? And I remember telling this to Mark, and he almost had a heart attack when I told him this. So while we're waiting, for these opening credits here. So originally, the studio did not want John Travolta as Vincent.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino wanted John Travolta. The studio did not. You know who the studio wanted, and you know who was originally supposed to get the role? Daniel Day-Lewis was originally supposed to be Vincent.
That
That'd been interesting.
But
So,
Quentin Tarantino pushed for Travolta.
Yeah, and
Over Daniel Day-Lewis, that's saying a lot,
he did that based on the movie Brian De Palma's Blowout, and
Right.
Quentin Tarantino had I guess it was Harvey Weinstein who he was working with on it, and he just said, "Have you not seen De Palma's Blowout with Travolta in it?" And he hadn't seen the movie,
Right.
And so he sat down and showed it to him, and he said, "After this movie, if you don't think John Travolta can play this role," he's like, "then I think that we need to go separate ways." And then based on that, they wound up going with Travolta.
Wow.
I love this song. It doesn't matter if it's in Pulp Fiction or not. It always reminds me of Pulp Fiction, but this is a great song.
Yeah, Cool in the Gang.
Interesting how they changed the song halfway through the credits.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Danny DeVito was a producer in this movie.
Yeah,
I
DeVito.
totally forgot.
I mean, what's the Uma Thurman Quentin Tarantino connection? Anybody know?
No clue, but she's in almost every movie of his.
Yeah, and it was based on her performance in this, and I think that was another actress that Tarantino really wanted for the movie, and I can't remember what movie it was that she was in before this that kind of caught his eye. But I mean, obviously Tarantino was a huge cinephile, worked at a video store for many years, and anyway, he knows more about cinema than probably, or the history of cinema than just about any living director or a person that's involved in Hollywood. He knows all of it.
Right.
I'm just laughing at the chat right now. Brian Kingsley says that Sam Jackson should have patented the word motherfucker. It's got produced the best.
I was thinking about that
ever.
earlier today, and I was like, to me, that is a lesson in quality over quantity, because if you look it up, he's not the person that says motherfucker the most in cinema history. I think that is Jonah Hill. But you don't notice it as much with Jonah Hill because he doesn't put much authority into it, right? Every time Sam Jackson says it, it kind of matters. Like you pay attention to it. So that's, to me, that says everything.
What's so strong about this scene right here is this feels like the most natural conversation between two friends that it just feels like just so real.
I thought you were going to say that now I know how to order like McDonald's in Paris. I thought that's where you were going. Like it's very comforting to know that I can get a Big Mac.
Yes.
Now, fun fact: the suits that they're wearing is the same suits that they wore in Reservoir Dogs. They're part of that same gang. Quentin Tarantino did the extended universe before the MCU did.
That's pretty interesting.
Michael Madsen's character is supposed to be John Travolta's brother.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to see like a movie where they are together in the movie. Like, you know.
Yeah. They were going to do that for a while.
They were, yeah.
And real quick, so I know we just mentioned about the interconnected universe. So I just watched True Romance not too long ago. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it held up very well at all. That's a whole nother discussion for another day. But I did do some, I kind of looked on the internet, and Patricia Arquette's character is in the crew of Harvey Keitel from Reservoir Dogs. Like they were going to do a spin-off where Christian Slater dies at the end, which of course he doesn't, but if that would happen, supposedly in the future, she would have worked in that same crew. So that kind of goes to the point of this whole, Tarantino universe.
Right. So this is kind of the MCU before the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Roger Avery, him and Tarantino, of course, came up with this story, but he also came up with a lot of the story, not just writing the screenplay, but came up with the story for True Romance. So it's kind of funny, T-Man, that you brought up True Romance, because these movies, although different characters, they're very much intertwined.
You can definitely see the similarities, I think.
Yeah. And of course, Quentin Tarantino wound up writing the screenplay for True Romance as well. But again, it was based off of Roger Avery's story, that Roger Avery also did a lot of the story for Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that Tarantino had those two scripts, True Romance and Reservoir Dogs. And he basically, Tony Scott actually wanted to direct Reservoir Dogs.
Oh,
and
wow.
Tarantino said, no, you can do True Romance. I'm taking Reservoir Dogs.
Good call.
Yeah, good call.
I was loving when before they go to the apartment, they have to have an argument. The stupidest thing.
Oh, well, it's so great because, of course, all of this comes up later with the foot massage and all that. It's just
dinner,
it's hilarious. This is hilarious. It ain't even in the same ballpark.
Who gives their mom a foot massage? Anybody here given their mom a foot massage in the last 10 years?
No.
Ever.
I love you, Mom. No.
Especially not after watching Pulp Fiction.
It ain't even the fucking same fucking sport.
I don't be tickling or nothing.
Don't mind us gushing over this movie. There's so much comedy in this movie.
Yeah, it's really, really funny. It's obviously very much hard R comedy, but it is really good.
T-Man, I don't care what they just said. I'll give you a foot massage anytime, buddy.
Aw.
Yeah, you've done it before, Gabe, so I expect it. Expect another one.
I always love this right here where the camera kind of stays by the door and they walk further away, and then they continue their conversation. And even though obviously everybody knows what they're there to do, they're still treated professionally. They're not going to be early. They're not going to knock on the door early. They're going to be there exactly whenever they're supposed to.
Right.
They're professionals.
Right. And I love that at the end of this argument, he's like, all right, come on, let's get into character. So it's like they make it known that like these are not like who they really are. This is just like their job. And they're just normal. They're just two normal guys.
Not to mention, that's such a narrow hallway. The fact that they're able to get the camera and keep the camera steady, and they're able to walk. It's brilliant. Little things to appreciate.
Yep, there is it. Let's get into character. And you can tell Samuel L. Jackson, even his facial expression changes as he heads back to the door.
His demeanor too, the way he just walked up to the screen. Take care of her.
This is the movie that made me like pay attention to Samuel L. Jackson. Like he's one of my favorite actors, and I'd seen him in other stuff before, like Jungle Fever and
Coming to America.
And he's in a bunch of stuff. But like
he's in True Romance too, isn't he?
Is he?
Doesn't he
I
have a
haven't
part
seen
at the
that in
beginning of
forever,
True Romance?
Just real, yeah, he is. He is real quick. Hey, Goodfellas.
Yeah, he's in Goodfellas.
Is this
Yeah, he
either
was
one
in
of them's real hair? Do you guys think?
No, not Sam. No, not Sam
It's
Jackson.
not Sam Jackson,
Sam Jackson
no.
was bald for this movie. That's a wig. I just saw behind the scenes pictures today. That's not his real hair.
Yeah.
Big Kahuna Burger.
Look at the big brain on bread.
That's right.
I love everything about this scene. Look how scared they are.
There's what's his name from Mad TV. I keep forgetting his name though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That always threw me off when he's in that movie. I'm like, he's from Mad TV.
Yeah. He was also the voice of Green Lantern in the Justice League cartoon.
What's that poor guy standing in front of the door doing right now?
That's who they were talking about. It's on Mad TV.
No.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, you would have thought that he would try to make a getaway too, because he's by the door.
I would have. I'd already be out or in that closet.
Well, we can talk spoilers, can't we?
Yeah.
Everyone's
Seen this movie. It's like what, 20-something years old. So Marvin is the guy that fed them the information about like where they are and stuff like that. That's why they didn't kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Whoa, on accident.
Well, yeah, they killed him later, but yeah, they didn't kill him right here.
I think he ran over a bump or something. Never mind that you just killed a man. You just ran over a bump.
Well, obviously they're they're part of the mob, and they're used to seeing people get killed, so it was no big deal.
Yeah.
I love how he immediately just brings this knowledge right back out. I think we can all identify with that we do that. Sometimes we like get some good knowledge and then we just can't wait to use it. And so he's doing it right here.
There you go.
Big brain on bread.
That's right.
So the Kahuna Burger is always really interesting because they made that up in Reservoir Dogs.
Real and it's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is now, but it wasn't then. So it was one of those brands that have actually become. It's almost like the Mighty Ducks,
Right.
There's no Mighty Ducks whenever Disney first rolled out with that movie, but there is now. And anyway, I think they've got big Kahuna burgers, or big Kahuna places to eat. But yeah, this was brought up in Reservoir Dogs where they had, I think there was like a cup with it on there, and then they brought it back for this movie. I love that.
You a goddamn thing.
Flock of seagulls.
I'm sorry because every scene, it's like an internet meme, like a famous internet meme, you know?
Yes.
This always bothered me.
They asked Tarantino about putting the 666 as the combination lock, and he really didn't. It was just kind of one of those things that happened. There wasn't even really any meaning behind it, according to Tarantino.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
That blows a lot of theories out of the water.
Yeah.
There had to be a thought going into it.
This is great.
Mm.
I love Frank Whaley's reaction. Like it's some great like non-dialogue acting.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
Say what again?
What ain't no country I ever heard of? The English and what? What?
He used that one a lot.
Here we go. Does he look like a bitch?
That's ironic right there.
By the way, this is not really in the Bible.
Yeah, there was a lot made over that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On all sides are iniquities of the selfish and the gentle of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance
And furious anger.
those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay
No,
my
it
fingers upon
is the Lord when I lay my fingers upon thee. Woo!
Irene Kingsley says, "Internet memes, the movie."
Yes.
Exactly.
You guys think he died?
What's that?
You guys think that
he-
guy just died?
good.
Or you sure?
He'll be fine.
Walk it off.
Walk it off. 9 bullet shots, front and back.
So this was the movie that revived Bruce Willis's career yet again. After Die Hard, he had a few flops, and then this movie revived him, and then came Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Well, what's interesting is it not just for Bruce Willis, but for John Travolta as well.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it really put both of them back on the map, and of course made big star out of Uma Thurman as well, who was relatively unknown at this particular time. But
Right.
anyway, Bruce Willis was still a box office draw in Asia at this time, so he still commanded a pretty big payday. And so the majority of this movie is spent on paying the actors' salaries.
Wow.
So there's really not a whole lot that, obviously, I mean, it's mostly just dialogue with a few, gunshots and the head exploding and
Right.
like that. But that was a majority of where it went. But yeah, it's pretty cool that it put Bruce Willis right back on the map, and he took off obviously again. And
Yeah.
John Travolta, literally, his career was pretty much dead,
Yeah, I remember.
and he was nominated for an Academy Award
Right.
for this role.
And then he
Right.
got to do great movies like Face Off.
Yeah,
yeah, and
masterpiece.
Broken Arrow.
That's one of your favorite movies, right, Wes?
Broken Arrow?
No, Face Off.
No.
Did you ever get any secret copies of Face Off in the mail from people?
Well,
that
we
you
might as
don't
well
know?
just tell the story. We got a 2.5-hour movie that we're watching here. But anyway, some of my friends decided, you know what would be really cool? Just to order a bunch of 99-cent face-off VHSs off eBay and then just start randomly mailing them to Wes at his house. And I'm not kidding, guys. I probably got about 12 or 14 copies of that movie. It was
That's
They
awesome.
were coming almost every other day in the mail. And I
Yo,
never
no
have
joke.
found
They're
out.
making a sequel.
Are they? The face-off
Yeah, the
sequel?
stupid idiot Adam Wingard who directed Godzilla vs. Kong, which is booty sauce, by the way. He's directing Face Off 2, and yes, Travolta and Cage are coming back.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well, Cage will do anything. That wasn't hard, but Travolta,
That is
congrats.
well, Travolta at this point will do anything too.
Yeah, I was going to say Travolta hasn't done anything in the last decade.
And a couple of notes on Bruce Willis. So first off, I can't believe we didn't talk about the movie Striking Distance right before then. I mean, underrated. Anytime you can do a Coast Guard movie around Pittsburgh, pretty good. It's literally set in Pittsburgh, and he's a Coast Guard officer anyway. But look at Bruce Willis in 1994. Talk about a crazy year for him. So he was in North. Remember that movie North?
Oh yeah.
Wood. A big bomb.
How could I
it
forget
bombed. Yeah. So he was in North. He was in Die Hard with a Vengeance. Big hit.
Yeah.
He was in Nobody's Fool. Good movie. Was it Paul Newman? His big comeback. Color of Night. Do you all remember Color of Night? Erotic thriller? Like,
I think I saw it once.
Disaster of a movie. First of all, I like how some people are pretending like they didn't see that movie on here. Everybody saw that movie on here. Let's not be. And then Pulp Fiction. So quite a year for old Bruce in '94.
Quite a year of collecting paychecks.
Yeah, but like seriously, he's got like some of the best movies, biggest hits, and then like some of the worst in 1 year. Pretty crazy.
You know what I think of when I think of Bruce Willis, though? I think of Fifth Element every time.
Oh wow.
For me, it'll always be Die Hard. Die Hard in this.
I think of the wine cooler commercials that he used to do in the '80s before he got big.
Wasn't he in a band also? Didn't he?
Yeah, he had a band.
Yeah, I remember that.
What did he do in the band?
I think he was a singer.
He sang. Didn't they have like a harmonica too?
Yeah. They were kind of like, if I remember correctly, they were kind of like a Blues Traveler kind of sounding band.
Yeah. Let's just put it this way: Bruce has had a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah,
that's definitely a down.
Demi Moore, whenever he was married to her, that was definitely an up.
Yep.
He was up.
Yeah,
that was an up.
Yep.
He was up.
They were the couple. Besides Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, they were the couple.
How does Demi Moore look now? Is she still attractive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
For her age, she's still very pretty.
Remember Planet Hollywood? He was part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Also,
him and Arnold.
Bruce Willis is a New York Giants fan. Just saying.
Yeah, he started out like as a New Jersey like bartender. He was just like an average guy, and then he ultimately became a huge star. Pretty cool story.
So what's interesting, and we didn't even talk about this, but this whole movie really hinges on Bruce Willis's story.
Okay.
Everything around the movie, in and out of the movie. I know it's supposed to be like 3 stories intertwining, but really the base of the movie is built off of Bruce Willis, his character, his story arc.
And
I never really thought about that until recently.
Well, it was interesting. Just in that scene we just saw, it had John Travolta in a T-shirt, and the first time you're seeing this, you're like, "Why is he now in a T-shirt?"
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not really sure what's happening. Like what's happening here? So.
No, they don't do a lot of smoking cigarettes in movies anymore.
I know, they took all that stuff out.
Not to mention they were smoking in the restaurant, and that was before the no smoking law.
I don't condone smoking cigarettes, but it does like add like some type of cool element to movies. I don't know why. Can't explain it, but it does add something.
That guy has an awesome Speed Racer T-shirt on.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that.
Do you guys think that the Coen brothers got like the character of the dude after this guy? He just seems like such a dude character.
Yeah.
I can see it, especially because the Big Lebowski's 98, so they probably saw this movie. I was like, we got to do it.
He's just the guy that just, hangs out at home.
Yeah, slacker,
long hair, the beard, the robe. Just with drugs.
Does anybody? I gotta say something. Does anybody see that nice display shelf with a shoe on it behind him?
Yeah, the high platformers there.
Awesome. I'll just look after Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Gotta display these shoes, guys. Got some good shoes.
You're at a drug dealer's house. Like, guys are high the whole time.
I like that little TV that's on the
dresser
there.
My grandma had one of those TVs.
People had them in campers a lot.
Yeah.
I had one of those TVs because they were cool because you could pick up. It was kind of like a radio. You could they had built-in gigantic antennas, and you could take them like out, with you, and then prop up those antennas and actually watch some cable. But you could never get a channel. You were always trying to get a channel, and you'd never get anything good.
Yeah, nothing ever really came in clean.
Well, you can only get like ABC or NBC, those type of channels. But that's when those channels were having the best stuff on. So
I like how he hangs all the shoes on the wall.
This is a weird dude. Like, I would get out of there. Like, not a joke. Like, I'd be out of there.
Vincent Vega's a weird dude, so he's right at home.
Yeah, strange people have strange company.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part, and of course it's already passed, but he was talking about, that chick that's got all that shit in her face, and he's like, that's my wife.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that the movie Pineapple Express, James Franco's character, clearly they took a
influence
note from this
him,
movie.
yeah.
I mean, it's the same outfit.
So, Jay, I'm glad you mentioned that. For some reason, I don't have. So apparently, I have no Pulp Fiction information, but I have True Romance information. This is getting weird. So, the character of Floyd from True Romance, Brad Pitt, his character. So apparently, Judd Apatow saw that movie and was like, "You know what we should do? We should make a whole movie with that guy as the lead character." Which became Pineapple Express.
Wow.
So and the Brad Pitt's character was based off of like one. I can't remember who in the movies, like real life roommate, and they were like, he is just exactly like this guy. That's just all he does.
I bet it was somebody in that
make me squirm.
circle.
Sorry. Hey, Betty Rage is here. Hey, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. If you're just coming in now, we're about 31 minutes into the movie. A little bit more than 31 minutes. We're getting ready to go to Jack Rabbit Slim's.
See, nobody could have said anything bad because it was just a close-up on John Travolta's face, and who's going to say anything bad about that?
He's got a great-looking guy.
Does anybody just want to do some heroin now? Like, that made that just like seem so
Hell
cool.
no.
Hollywood, man.
To the no.
They're always trying to, always glorifying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't help. I squirm. Like, I can't even, like, ugh. Like, it's one thing to take a needle. It's one thing to do it yourself. Like, oh my God. Christ.
Yeah.
I love how they used her voice to read that note too. That's just a cool little director's
nice
touch.
touch. Yeah.
I think Uma and Tarantino dated.
Oh, did they?
Pretty sure.
I was expecting somebody to give me my answer in this show, and there you go, Tommy.
Wasn't he with Margaret Cho when this movie came out, though?
That's possible. I think they dated afterwards.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They got to know each other. Tarantino's always punching above his weight.
Oh, yeah. Come out with a few hit movies, you can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody, I don't know how anybody stands to be around that man more than 5 minutes. He is obnoxious.
Oh, yeah.
I told Wes I'd wait a little bit before I got into my Tarantino bashing, but I'm about to, I can't hold back any longer.
Uh-oh, Basil Hayden flowing.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, just listen to him talk. I can't stand it. I'm like, just shut up, man. He's so pretentious. Sounds like us, really, or maybe me.
You hate talking to yourself.
You can tell, though, whenever Tarantino starts talking, introduce him, that number one, he's very different. And that number two, you can tell that he is incredibly intelligent.
Yeah,
for sure. He knows movies.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing that's got on my nerves with him recently is that he's talking about how he's going to retire after 10 films.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about this? And he's been talking about this for a long time. So he's only got he's always like, I only got 1 film. I got 2 films left. I got 3. Now he's down to 2, I think.
Yeah.
Does anybody really think he's going to retire? What do y'all think?
No, I don't think so. I think he might retire for a little while. Exactly. You know, kind of like David Bowie did, and then, you know what I mean? Like every few years come out with a movie.
Well, he's just early 50s, right?
Yeah, he's still young. Yeah, he's like early 50s.
Ridley Scott's like 107. Yeah. He's still making movies.
Ridley is literally like 85.
Clint Eastwood's 91.
3 movies this year.
Yeah, Eastwood is.
You chose Ridley Scott. I just think Martin Scorsese. I mean, he just looks like he's hobbling out on the stage.
Oh, definitely.
But Ridley Scott is literally making like 3 films currently right now. So, Tarantino. So what Tarantino's going to do, I think, is one of 2 things. He'll either like get to 10 and then say like, well, actually, guys, 3 of those movies didn't count. Kill Bill was really 1 movie. Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction was 1 movie. I'll be like, I'm back to 7.
So, Jack Rabbit Slim's is not a real restaurant. They spent a lot of the budget building this restaurant.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
They sure did. And again, this whole
I know I'm not gonna out-nerd you guys, but I'm trying.
Well, I haven't come with any facts, so.
Oh, I'm just talking about.
I have 0 facts. You're good,
it's not
Jason.
even this.
Yeah.
But Tarantino,
I know
one
who
thing
I'm
that I've
here
always
with, so I'm trying to look like a smart, knowledgeable movie guy.
one thing I've always enjoyed about Tarantino, of course, like we've talked about, is his love of movies and love of cinema, and how he puts that love into his films. Like this whole thing right here is just a big dedication to films and films of the 50s in that era.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he is like a movie obsessed. Well, like you said, Wes, he worked in that video store for a long time, and that's how he was writing the scripts as he was working at that video store.
And just what a cool set! I mean, see that you got Marilyn there.
It is cool. I love the car, but they don't need those umbrellas inside. It's a waste of money. You could take those umbrellas off those chairs.
Well, Gabe, it's in case of a fire and the sprinkler system comes on. You don't get wet.
Those are the best seats. Good point.
I love the old posters of all the movies on the wall and everything.
I like the fact that they
cool.
see the whole restaurant, the whole thing with the camera panning behind Travolta. You get to see the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he's like, we just spent the rest of our budget on this one set. We got to show it off.
Yeah, exactly.
I would go to this restaurant in a heartbeat.
Hell yeah! Awesome. This is like Johnny Rockets on steroids.
I was going to say, yeah.
That's good. Good comparison. And then, of course, I love the nod to Saturday Night Fever here in a little bit whenever they do the dance and everything. And I can remember back, again, when I was 12 when this movie came out, and that was like a big thing that they kept showing whenever they would talk about it on talk shows and different things, is the scene of them dancing. It was a throwback to when Travolta was super popular.
Also, my
Hollywood loves a comeback.
1957 Chevy guy.
And like the Halloween that the year that this came out, that Halloween, like almost everybody went as Vincent or Mia. Mm-hmm. Like it was like a million different Pulp Fiction costumes. That's how popular this movie was at the time. I mean, it was like immediately just entered the zeitgeist, and it's just like everybody was quoting it, like everybody was like talking about these actors, and it was huge.
It just hit a nerve, like just something about it. It was just so different. I think that's a lot of it.
Yeah,
and it was almost like a culmination, because we'd had movies around for a long time, but there hadn't been. You kind of reached the next stage of movies where like now movies talk about movies, and now movies are about movies.
Right.
And you kind of had to reach that next point.
That guy does not like for you to order a $5 milkshake. I'm looking for an expensive
It is kind of
day.
baffling. $5. Keep in mind, this is 94. This ain't now. This is 94.
That's
$5.
true.
That's like $15 today.
Yeah.
Today you've just spoke $5 worth of cigarettes this entire opening movie, and you're going to complain about that milkshake. Also, only a few people can pull off that kind of tie. Like, I'm glad they did away with those, because I know I couldn't pull that off.
Because you pulled off.
No chance. Like, I'm glad those don't exist anymore, because
they exist.
Not even in Nashville?
Yeah.
Tommy, not even in Nashville, Tommy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my look.
I was going to say you guys are probably too young to remember, but those were actually pretty popular around that time. Like people were actually wearing those bolo ties, like in 93, 94.
I believe it.
I wasn't, but
Mark, you would have looked really good in one. Man.
Just to clarify, I wasn't. But
I feel like Mark, if anybody could pull it off, but I don't think any of the rest. Maybe Wes. Wes could pull it off.
Wes could definitely pull it off.
Yeah.
What is a bolo? So, what is the bolo tie? Is it like a Southwest thing?
I don't know. It looks like a shoe. It looks like a shoestring with like an emerald, or something in the front, like a pendant.
Yeah, it's basically what it is.
It doesn't cover up any buttons. I don't understand what it is.
Gabe, here's the thing. I think you just need to try it, own it, and then
Just make that your trademark.
Yeah, make it your trademark. And after a year, we'll tell you whether it worked or not.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to tell you it works, though.
After the year, they're going to be like, yeah, it works. Wear it another year.
Wear it another year. And then like 10 years later, we're like, all right, finally, Gabe, that never worked.
And by then, my wife will have left me. My kids will abandon me. I'll live alone, and then at that point, you'll be like, yeah, that tie wasn't really.
Maybe it's not. Maybe stop wearing that bolo tie.
Bannock says Texas thing.
Yeah, most definitely is. Thanks for being here, Scott. By the way.
I promise.
There's two things that Tarantino does here that I think really makes the scene much more interesting. And number one is they start this date that he's supposed to take his boss's wife out on, and it's like he has made up his mind that he wants it to be as boring as possible. He does not want to have a good time. Let's just get in here. Let's get out before I do something to mess up. And then I love how they just slowly start having good conversation, and then by the end of the night, they're just having a great time.
Right. So
that's really cool. And then second, you're bringing up like the looks of stuff, which was Tarantino learned from all of the movies that he watched and his historical love of film, and that the character's look is incredibly important because it's last. It stands out in audience's mind. And so the iconic, Men in Black suits, that they have, and then this look right here, Mia's look.
Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's really cool how Tarantino recognized that, and that is one of the things, the costumes that really stand out in this film.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to, if I could add something real quick.
Yeah,
so I don't know if you guys know this, but there was like a scene that was cut out of I don't know if they ever filmed it, but there was a scene in the original script that was cut out of this, where when Vincent first shows up at her house, Mia basically is basically physically teasing him because she knows how nervous he is and knows that if I mess up, Marcellus is gonna take care of him. So she plays around with him, and if you've read that scene or you're familiar with the scene, it really adds some context here as far as what's going on in his head, because he finds her very attractive. If Marcellus wasn't in the picture, something probably would happen, and he knows that. But he's afraid for his life in this moment.
And there was another delete scene right where Mark was talking about where she was filming with Vince with a camera in the house. And she's asking him, "Are you an Elvis guy or a Beatles guy?" Mm-hmm. That deleted scene's on. It's actually on the Blu-ray, but the scene that Mark just talked about wasn't in there. But the one scene they cut out where, she's asking about who do you prefer, Beatles or Elvis, and they got into a whole spiel. And then she goes, "Vincent, aren't you?" And then she says, "Vincent, aren't you related to so and so?" Which is
Suzanne Vega.
Yeah. So they made reference to that. Another thing too, before we went down that whole necktie rabbit hole, I wanted to point out there's a fan theory out there that the Fox Force 5, the TV show she's talking about, is based off the assassins in Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true, but it's just a fan theory. I don't think it's true. But it's interesting to think about.
How many of the female assassins were there? Because you have Beatrix Kiddo, you have Vernita Green, Daryl Hannah's character, Lucy Liu. Who would be the fifth one? There was only four, right?
No, it was the Oren's assistant, the half French, half Japanese, the one that Uma Thurman chopped her arm off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was the fifth one. Yeah, she was the sex expert or whatever, because she was from France.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Every time I go out to eat, I try to time a bathroom break just so my food comes out right afterwards. And if you don't do that, you're a liar. You're just like, it's like the people that don't pee in the shower, because those people are liars. Like you time your bathroom break.
Time wasters.
You just you want your food to pop out. Like I've done that at the Cracker Barrel like 100 times. So
Thank you, Betty. It was Sophie. That was her name. Thank you, Betty. Honestly, if I'm on a date, like I usually use the bathroom like first before I sit down, and then just strike a conversation, keep the conversation going until the food arrives.
That's what I do. I go to the bathroom before I sit down. Gabe, I feel like that's just really risky, that timing. Like, how do you know how long the food's going to take?
Gabe sees the waiter coming and he runs to the bathroom. Yeah. And he comes out. He's like, every time, man, I get it every time.
I'm not talking about on a date. I'm like, if you're there with family or a group of people that you know, and you just get up and go.
But when do you know when to go?
Just right after you order, but before the food comes.
Why don't you just go to the bathroom before you sit down?
No, it's about, like, I just like coming back mystically and my food sitting there, because then I get to eat.
Nice.
Also, I've got to say, in this scene, the thing I'm most jealous of isn't Uma Thurman, isn't the Marilyn Monroe over the vent. It is I went to the movies this afternoon, guys, and I watched a movie, and I went to order a Coke, and I realized they don't have Coke anymore. They have Pepsi at Regal Theaters, and he's getting to drink a nice cold Coke. And I had to drink a Pepsi today. Sorry, Pepsi drinkers.
That's a bummer.
It was.
Gabe and I are not happy about that change at Regal.
Gabe, what movies did you see?
Well, today I went and saw A Quiet Place 2, which was quite good.
Yeah, it was good. I still think the first one's better, but it was good.
The first one is better.
Yeah. It's
the second one is for a horror movie sequel, it's good.
Yes. Yeah, I can agree to that.
I don't agree with like some of the reviews that said this, and I won't say anything because a lot of people haven't seen it, but the second one's better than the first.
No way. It's cut, copy, and paste.
Not a chance.
But I do
I'm not
think
trying to spoil nothing, but it is. It's cut, copy.
It's as good as a sequel could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they just announced they're doing a third movie, but it's going to be a spin-off. I guess it's going to be about other characters.
A different family.
Yeah, different family. Yeah.
And is it John Krasinski? I'm happy for him because I like that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's married to Emily Blunt.
Lucky, poor guy.
He's got a rough life. You know, 6'3", looks like a supermodel. You know, obviously super smart, rich, married to Emily Blunt. Oh man!
But don't take that review for bad. Like I would encourage everybody to go see it, because it is good.
Yeah,
it looks
feel
good
like
to me.
It's my honorable mention. It's not my top 5, but it's an honorable mention. I don't know if you guys seen. Okay, I'll recommend 2 movies to you guys over here in Realcast if you haven't seen it yet. Wrath of Man is most excellent, and so is Nobody with Bob Odenkirk.
Saw them both. Yeah, they're both really good.
Oh man, that's definitely like my top 3 of 2021.
They're both awesome. Wrath of Man was awesome.
Yeah,
like I was surprised how good that was.
I've been pulling on Mark's chain. Like he needs to see those movies.
Yes,
first chance.
I like Guy Ritchie anyway, but that one was it was not what I expected. You know, I was more used to the comedy Guy Ritchie lately,
right?
And that was just a badass action film.
Yeah, I'm a big Guy Ritchie fan anyway. and Jason Statham, I mean, Jason Statham pretty much is action as far as I'm concerned. So you put those two together, it's like winning combination. So yeah, I absolutely want to go see it.
You'll like it. You'll like it then. So here's the famous dance scene.
And they didn't know they were getting the guy from Grease up here.
Yeah, apparently that Uma Thurman did not like the song choice that Tarantino went with here, and she was trying to get him to change it, and his response was, "Trust me, it's perfect." And he was right.
Yeah.
That's why actors act and directors direct.
There you go.
I wonder if he like saw this whole movie in his mind, you know what I mean, as he was like writing the script, because it seems that way. It seemed like every everything about the movie, like the music, the set design, the costuming, the script, like it's like this perfect confluence of ideas. And it doesn't seem like they really deviated from anything that would have been originally there. Like I just kind of think that's probably how it went down.
I think that Tarantino and Kubrick probably are a lot alike in that regard, that he's probably very tyrannical on set with how things have to be.
Right.
With all of the details.
I'll say not everybody can do the swim stroke, like during a dance. Like John Travolta can. If I did that, I'd look really bad.
And what about you doing that in that bolo tie?
Yeah, I mean.
Yes. You got to try it at least once, Gabe.
At least once, yeah. I'll get up in
Gabe,
the
could you
restaurant
try
and
right
do
now? I mean, we are live.
Yeah, this is live.
See, I can't do that, incorporate that into a dance. It just looks like my arms are doing something strange.
See, they're still dancing, playing around.
I can see that, though. That's a hard song to dance to, but Uma did it well.
Yeah, she did.
And, of course, John did. He didn't even have to try.
And, Uma's wearing a wig. I mean, it's obvious, but yeah, Uma wore a wig for this movie, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of everything else is good. I was not a fan of the hair in this.
Oh, I think, are you serious?
Yeah.
Uma pulls it off. I'm sorry. I think she looks
I think it's
fantastic.
iconic. I think she has to have that hair.
Yeah.
Like,
She made it work. Just saying.
They won that trophy for that dance. The dance was okay.
Yeah, but we didn't see the competition.
He's really smooth, man. I got to take a piss.
Yeah. Come on, Vista.
He doesn't pee before his food. He pees before. Never mind.
Or after game. No, he pees after. Yeah, he's a.
You get where I was going with that.
Oh god, one of the best scenes of the movie's coming up. Mm-hmm. Like my anxiety, doesn't matter how many times I've seen this movie, my anxiety goes through the roof watching this whole scene, no matter what, because I feel like I'm in the room panicking, like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so dead. Like it's so amazing how Quentin Tarantino just captures that anxiety in this scene here.
I mean, honestly, he's had to be a pretty inexperienced director. Like I don't remember a lot of his past about him being this technical with the camera and all this exposure to cameras and film school and all this stuff. It's like he literally just worked at a video store and loved movies and just knew how to shoot it in his mind and was just so interested in it. He was able to just go out and do it because what was it, just 3 years that he had attempted to make like a short before this and Reservoir Dogs. I mean, that was it.
Right.
It's crazy.
I mean, and look at how well it's lit and the color grading on it. Like everything about it, it looks professional. It doesn't look like a second time director. Do you know what I mean?
Well, his whole thing was that he was like, we don't have any money after paying the actors to really shoot this thing, but I want it to look like it cost a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And I don't know the film stock that they shot it on, but apparently it was like the slowest frame rate and everything that you could get, and that really helped with the colors to make it very, very vibrant.
Make them stand out, yeah. Because they weren't doing digital color grading back then at all. Mm-hmm. Like, it was all...
And that's him. He knew that. Process. Yeah. It's just crazy to me that he was that well versed in it. And to my knowledge, never went to any formal film school and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Now, I could have that totally wrong,
fact,
but
neither did Antoine Fuqua. He didn't go to film school or nothing either.
Mm-hmm.
And I love his movies. Marquez.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Training Day. I don't know that I'm a big fan of anything else, but Training Day is a fantastic movie.
Yeah, The Equalizer was great. Yeah. I thought
Magnificent Seven was really good.
The Infinite that they just pulled from theaters and straight to Paramount Plus, probably not as good.
Yeah, I've heard some bad things about it.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love this little dialogue here. He's like, "You just go home, jerk off, go home."
Yeah,
that's all you're gonna do.
Again, this is Travolta. Like, It's just
Have you guys
amazing,
ever
like,
talked to
I don't even
yourself
think Travolta's that good of an actor. Just Quentin Tarantino's got a great performance out of him.
Yeah. Have you guys ever talked to yourself in front of a mirror? Tell the truth.
Oh, I always do.
I'm giving myself
Every morning.
talks.
Well, it depends on the occasion. Like if I'm going in for like an interview or,
Jason, I know you do. You're like, all right, good morning, guys. Let's get hyped for our day this morning. We're going into work in 5, 4, 3, 2, and work.
And of course,
I usually have to be in that, like that Paul Rudd movie in front of the mirror there.
Oh, gosh. That's the negatives of Coke,
No, it was heroin.
It was heroin. She thought it was Coke.
Oh.
She thought it was Coke, yeah. I just like I said, my anxiety goes through the roof here. I don't know why. It's funny, but it's not.
It's not funny, but I've always wondered what's that white stuff that comes out of people's mouths when they OD? Just because I don't know. It's a stupid question, I'm sure. Is that the Coke?
It's vomit.
Maybe.
Is vomit?
God, it reminds me of Breaking Bad when what's-her-name dies, when Kristen Ritter's character dies and she ODs.
Oh, yeah. That was sad.
That gets to me, too. Jeez. Okay, so, he's watching the Three Stooges. He's watching the Three Stooges where Shemp gets the inheritance and he's trying to get married.
Nothing is by accident. Quinn's got it all
my dad's a big
planned out.
Stooge fanatic, so that's
He's
how I
still
know
wearing that
part
awesome
is.
Speed Racer shirt. I like that green robe, Wes. That you should take note.
What is that cereal? Fruit Brute? Is that a real cereal, or
No
is that
way.
made up?
No way that's a real
Fruit
cereal.
Brute.
He doesn't buy brand name cereals. He buys that Fruit Brute. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I told him. And that is exactly what I'm going to tell this fucking asshole right now.
But he shouldn't leave his jug of milk sitting right there next to his cereal.
Shout out to Eric Stoltz, man. Like he did a great job here.
I'm not even fucking joking with you, man. You not be afraid to
She's just sitting on the couch, not paying no
Bite the
mind.
bullet.
What, man? You take her to the hospital and call the
Fucking dying on me, man.
fucking talk, man. You fucked her up. You fucking deal with this. Are you talking to me on a side?
Prank call.
Oh, come here. Hang up the phone. Prank call.
Eddie Rage says that white fluid is either vomit or lung fluid.
It goes right into those lawn, too.
That was a cool shot. I love that.
Drives right into the damn lawn. And then I love this bickering here. Oh, my God. He just drops her. I'm sorry, this is gold. Props to Uma for like staying still too. The camera pan, I love it.
Well, yeah, he's gone. He's gone with just handheld here, is what it looks like, and of course that always helps with the panic to the audience.
Yeah, it is a nice touch, that shaky, like kind of handheld.
Yeah, really, Scott did a lot of that at towards the end of Alien. Mm-hmm. Whenever Sigourney's running a lot through the
you can tell it's
spacecraft.
I love the setup for the scene, like what they were doing before they came over. Oh, just a bunch of regulars sitting around playing board games.
Yeah. We just got through playing a rousing game of Operation, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking kill you if you don't shut up. Oh God! Like this is another part where my anxiety goes up, man.
Why does this make your anxiety go up?
It's just I'm putting myself in this situation. Like I feel like, oh my God, like, and they gotta be precise with the needle.
Like, what kind of needle do you have to screw on? I don't think that. Well, I guess so. Because it has to go into your heart.
They made Uma look awful too. She looks terrible.
I remember this scene too. This is.
I never noticed that chandelier. Like how?
Yeah, that's like real Christmassy.
Yeah, it is real Christmassy. It actually looked kind of cool.
Straight into her heart.
I love how this other girl's just chilling in the back.
Yep.
She's not moving.
Yeah. Trudy, yeah. Look at Rosanna Arquette. Like she's all like super interested.
Oh yeah, that is Rosanna Arquette.
A minute ago she wasn't, but now she is.
I love that. The little drip of the adrenaline coming out.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Am I
Nice,
gone?
like Sergio Leone style, like type shot.
Yeah, that's good.
3. Oh, that sound effect too.
Oh! And she's just got a needle jammed into her heart.
That's like an arrow. I would pull that out immediately.
Yeah, I would too.
That was fucking trippy. Here's
Man,
another
just such
internet meme.
iconic scenes back to back.
Not a lot to talk about after that, I guess.
That's us leaving after a bad movie.
Yeah.
Driving home after a bad movie.
So, how was your night? Oh, huh. Almost
Where'd my
died.
tea go? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the caffeine levels high.
It's like Byron Kingsley started singing "Shot Through the Heart."
Good call.
Should have added that in.
I seriously doubt that.
Mhm.
Also, we're getting to it later, but the scene where Bruce Willis escapes, and then, Travolta rushes in there, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't thank you for dinner."
I never thanked you for dinner. Yeah.
I like that little interaction.
Yeah.
It just makes a difference. If they didn't interact at all, it would have. I'm glad they took the second to have that one interaction.
Yeah.
For the whole Bruce Willis thing.
Martin's Chin says that Nikki Sixx takes 2 of those shots in the morning for breakfast.
Very true. Well, in the 80s, yes. He's clean now, as far as I know. As far as I know. By the way,
He gave them all to Keith Richards.
Look, Jason took one before this podcast.
Yeah, most definitely.
yeah, right here. I put this green tea in my veins.
Straight into his heart.
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Be right back.
A quick adrenaline shot.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the most defined butt chin I've ever seen.
That's his trademark.
I mean, I don't think I can make my chin. I got a beard. I kind of like watching a movie like this with you guys. It's like I can sit. The only thing I don't like is I can't get into my chair.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like. If I was in my chair, Like, this would be the greatest thing ever. I'd do this all the time.
So this scene right here, of course, is what sets up Butch's entire story arc.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of meaning. I know that everybody thinks about the guy holding the watch up the ass the whole time, but it's actually everything that he talks about in Christopher Walken's monologue here, as it plays out in like a modern day form, because it harkens back when Bruce Willis is going back to try to get the watch. It harkens back to like the war that Christopher Walken is talking about. It's actually really cool how they do it, and you'll see that here in just a little bit.
Can anybody do a Christopher Walken voice in here?
No,
I can't. This is where we need
This is
Matt
the best
Farden.
cameo of all time, hands down. In any movie, the best cameo ever.
It is amazing. It's such an amazing story.
I love Christopher Walken.
But yeah, this story just it completely builds up Bruce Willis's character.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to mention, good job finding the kid that looks like Bruce Willis.
Mm-hmm.
Before Disney's the kid.
I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, who are these people? What does this have to do with anything?
I think Quentin Tarantino was originally from Knoxville as well, and I think
really?
that's why that he put that in there.
Yeah, I think you're right, Wes.
Because when Bruce Willis and his girl, they're talking about, well, he's talking to that guy on the phone and in the phone booth, and I think he says something about
I'll be there on Tennessee
time because he's going to go back down here to hide out after what he's done to screw over Marcellus Wallace.
If you slept through history class, this is a pretty good history lesson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is such a ludicrous story.
It is,
Yeah.
actually.
It's so funny.
And Christopher Walken handles it. Is so serious about it too, and then you get the punchline. Oh, the story, it's just amazing.
Like he could not have got a better actor to do this scene.
Notice how we're all like engaged now.
Yeah. But it's a great story.
Listen to him. Gave me the watch.
My first question would be like, so have you sanitized this?
Yeah, is it sanitized?
Like, have you rigorously washed it? And Christopher Walken could tell you anything and you would take it dead serious. Like, peanut butter jelly sandwiches are for lunch today. And you would be like, oh, that's awesome.
First off, I'd be excited. But second of all, yeah.
Man.
I love Bruce Willis in this movie. I forgot how much I love him in this movie.
Yeah, he was great here.
Well, him remembering that story is, of course, he's supposed to take the fall. He's supposed to make the money. He's going to get the cut of the money. But it's like that story, is built on honor. and it's like he can't go into the ring and take a dive because that's not part of him and his family. It's about respect and honor. And what I love about all these scenes with him is just you're going to notice how much gold and yellow are through all of the scenes with Bruce Willis. Even during the daytime, there's a bunch of sunshine and things like that, and it's all because of that golden watch is what really
Great
drives
observation, man. I didn't even.
Yeah, it's
I feel like Wes has brought his Pulp Fiction A game.
Wow.
Yeah, he did.
I brought my I brought my F game.
I brought my ability to watch and say what I see game.
Hey, Timmy, y'all brought some good jokes, so I mean
That's all I got.
We're good with that.
We are getting to one of the worst scenes in movie history soon, though, so I'm about to talk about that.
Yeah.
I know everybody's on pins and needles. They're like, "What do you mean?" Just wait.
Well, just wait. You'll get to see.
Oh, and I love Vig Reams' dialogue right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm prepared to scour the earth.
Yes, scour the earth with that motherfucker. Have a guy pop out of the rice bowl. I can't say what he said, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, here's that interaction I talked about.
I never noticed that. Yeah. This is the type of movie you could you get a lot on replayability over and over again.
We want to know.
Was this Ving Rhames' big breakout role?
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. Before this, I'm sure he had done other movies, but like, this is the one that kind of like launched his career for sure.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of
great, and it's such an iconic role. It's like, wow, that's awesome.
What's interesting here is that this movie had a really good cinematographer, and I think everybody can agree that the cinematography is really, really good.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me that out the window, it's all black and white.
Yes.
Like they've entered some kind of time warp. You know, inside of the cab,
I never noticed that.
It's color, but
well, it's like Tarantino is harking back to the neo-noirs of the 30s, and I'm sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what this whole middle piece is like, a neo-noir type thing, double-crossing gangsters, all of that, just to the Tarantino level of extreme violence and all the other stuff he puts in here. But yeah, that's a great point.
It even moves like that, you know, like how they would have shot a car scene during that time,
50s,
as you kind of see out the window.
Definitely. The 30s, yeah, you're exactly right.
Why did I never notice that? I mean, what's wrong with me?
Well, I think we were young too and didn't know enough.
Was I too busy looking at Bruce Willis or this?
Yeah, he is getting naked here.
He's throwing his stuff out the window.
I think it's interesting the way that it's lit.
He is throwing stuff out the window.
Like, wouldn't he be afraid of them seeing the trail of his belongings?
Well, he's littering into an alternate dimension. It's a black and white dimension, so he's just like, this isn't even real life.
I wasn't right to kill him.
He just throws it all out.
But how many times have you ever got into a cab and had a driver like that?
No,
right. It's like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing driving this cab?
Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe yes now because of Uber.
Yeah. Nobody carries matches anymore.
Matches is a lost art.
Oh, hold on, guys. My kid woke up.
It's all right. Never should have laced up. That's the thing about boxing, man. You put those gloves on, you know what you're in for.
Yeah.
You may not come out of that
exactly.
ring.
I know, unbelievable.
To this day, people still die in the ring.
He never laced up his glove.
Again, this harkened back a little bit to the story of like his family's history and the prisoners of war and all that kind of stuff. And they saw all this death and violence and were used to it, didn't have the reaction to it. And it's the same thing with Bruce Willis. He's grown up, he's killed a man, and it doesn't mean anything.
Well, legally, he's technically he's not a murderer, legally speaking. When you go in the boxing ring, man, you're licensed and
licensed to kill. You're James Bond.
Yeah.
Okay, my brother. You're right. That's damn right. All right, Scotty. Next time I see you, we'll be on Tennessee time.
There you go.
Cool, brother.
Tennessee time. There you go, Tommy.
Right.
And they're just all about the yellows and the golds with him.
I never
with his
noticed that
watch.
before.
Yeah. Even the building is yellow. You can't see it as much in the nighttime, but during the day, like the whole building is yellow.
Even his jacket's like a mustard color.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's that glow on his face. It's just everything is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In the cab, he's like very like illuminated in the back and she's like really dark and actually lit from the opposite side.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just thought that was kind of odd.
On the pop belly dialogue. I'd wear 3 sizes smaller just to accentuate it.
All right, guys. Well, we got to talk about this thing. So I'm not trying to joke around or anything, but this is, I've told Wes this. I really think this is true. I'm not trying to be funny. I think this is the worst scene in any great movie. Like, Pulp Fiction is a great movie. Yeah, I've always disliked this scene intensely for some reason. Like, I just hate the dialogue. I hate it, like, stops the movie in its tracks. And, like, I don't like the girlfriend. I think it literally could just be taken out. Like, there's no real reason for this scene.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't really do much for the story.
No.
Right?
You got the pot-belly jokes.
But I think she talks here in a minute about that she's pregnant. Is that correct? I can't remember. I thought she mentioned something.
I don't know what. I've tried to block this scene out of my mind.
She says that she wants a pot belly, and maybe that's a metaphor for like that she wants a baby or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, and so I think what that's trying to show, and again, I'm not defending the scene. I think the point of it is that they're thinking about making Bruce's next heir for him to pass the watch down to.
I see.
I knew Wes always liked this scene. Been hiding from me.
I don't even. It is weak. No, I fully agree with you, T-Man.
I don't think it's a bad scene. I just think it's maybe a little awkward, maybe. If you know what I mean.
It does sound weird. But I agree with Tommy that it does kind of slow things down. It kills the momentum just a little.
But I do.
Is this the scene, Tommy?
The reason.
This is it, Gabe. I've been talking about this scene. Everybody hates this scene. Like, no, I've never met anybody that likes this scene.
She got a great set of legs. Just saying.
Yeah, Bruce liked it. Bruce liked this scene.
Bruce
Why
liked this
talking
scene.
about her pot belly?
He was like, Tarantino, can we shoot this again?
I didn't even need to know what you thought was the worst scene,
Plus,
Tommy.
I don't like the actress. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. I just don't think she's good.
Yeah, she's not very strong.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially after you get Uma for so long.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we're a super stellar cast, okay? So it's not her shortcoming. It's not her fault. She's in there with one of the greatest casts ever assembled on any movie.
Right. She's like, yeah.
She's
really
at a disadvantage. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Forden, if you're listening to this podcast, we're sorry. You're good with Bruce Willis in bed.
Is this scene still going on? What are they talking about at this point?
I don't know. They were just talking about her pot belly earlier. I have no idea where they're at now.
Now he's implying that they're in danger.
Oh, okay.
It'd be more powerful if they had no dialogue at all.
Bruce
what
Willis
now?
is groaning. He's like, I gotta kiss her again.
This woman never stops talking about her pot belly. That's what he's thinking about. Damn it.
NerdCage After Darks,
our
everybody.
friend Brian Vibrands likes to talk about pot bellies.
Yeah, he's a big fan of this scene.
I mean, and I also think this red lipstick is a little much that Tarantino's going with throughout the entire film. Actually, I like it. I'm lying.
Tarantino's probably a big fan of that.
Well, you just mentioned earlier, they're going for the noir look, you know? So all
That
the
is true.
women highlighted in this movie, all of them, even the druggy girls, all have red lipstick on.
I would have bought it more if Bruce was like getting ready to hook up with that girl with the nose ring or the mouth ring earlier. But this
Rosanna Arquette.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I don't know. I just never really understood what Tarantino was going for in this scene. Like, I see what you're saying, Wes. I think it's just a miscalculation. But, he's got so many great iconic scenes in this movie. I mean,
it didn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yeah. I mean, that Christopher Walken scene by itself is iconic.
Yeah.
But again, if
that
you don't,
story told that way, you're just like, and with the end, you're just like, huh.
I don't think that they ever talk anything else about like who Bruce Willis would pass the watch on to the rest of the time.
I can't even watch this.
I mean, they had to do something with her, though, because
yeah, you're right.
They had to set up the device for him to have to go back for this watch.
Yeah.
So you needed her in some capacity. I don't really like the dialogue. Like, I agree with Tommy, but something is necessary here.
And that's so weird to say that you don't like the dialogue about something in Pulp Fiction because it's like one of the best written movies ever.
Yeah.
But, I mean, T-Man's right. He really is.
It's like Tarantino's like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. Johnny, you write this scene.
This was probably, Wes, you were talking about Roger Avery. This is probably his scene. Tarantino's like, listen, guys, I didn't write that scene. That was all Avery.
He's like, take it easy on me.
Yeah, Avery's like, what? No. But here's the funny thing. Like, in the movie, I like this middle part the best just because of, like, the craziness that's about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what Tarantino does good. It's like goes from like nothing to craziness, like, and there's no other director that does that.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Not really impressed with Bruce Willis's body here.
No, what was he, a heavyweight or what was he?
Heavyweight for sure. Heavyweight, not even close. Maybe
Bruce has
cruiserweight,
always had those rugged, good
heavyweight.
looks, those manly man. But I mean, he looks kind of like Wes Jones in this.
Yeah, he's got the Wes Jones.
Yeah, he's got the Wes Jones body going. I mean,
that's
a lot of boxers in the heavyweight division don't have like the Adonis body.
True.
Look at Tyson Fury. He's fat he's fat. Andy Ruiz, who just won the belts a year ago and then lost them, he was super fat. So almost even in UFC, these heavyweights don't have like the body, you know.
Not only that, but he's
Lewis.
supposed to be a boxer that's past his prime too.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good point. That's a good point. No, just picking at Bruce a little bit.
Yeah, but even when I'm like 40 or 50, I wouldn't mind looking like that. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. If Bruce showed up at my door, I would still be afraid.
Well, hell, I'm almost 40. T-Man loves that.
There we go.
He loves I'm going to get to 40 first.
It's not that bad. I would take it. I'll take 40.
You're 40?
I'm 50.
No.
Yeah, I'm 50 years old.
Are you serious?
Revelation.
Did you not know? Did we not talk about that last time you were on?
No,
we did.
Like Okay, I'm about to have to stop. This is
No cap. Marcus 50.
Shut it all down.
That's why I keep saying, like, you guys are probably too young to remember, but this is how it was back then.
I thought you just didn't know how old we were.
No,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like in my 20s when this came out. Like I was 23 when this came out.
Yeah.
Everybody gets that same
Mark
reaction.
has found the fountain of youth, and it's Pulp Fiction, guys.
He really has.
It is Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. He's
have the
been
watch.
watching Pulp Fiction every day, and he's getting younger. He skips this scene. Don't worry, Tommy.
Yeah.
Dang, this scene still is going on.
That's what I'm saying, Don. It never ends. It truly never ends.
Like they could have.
Why
they
is she
could have
talking
just had
about
this
this shit?
scene right here where they're packing and he's like, "Oh, do you have my watch?" and realizes that it's still back at the house. The rest of it, I agree, completely superfluous.
It like stops this movie dead in its tracks. It's like, what is happening right now?
Yeah,
I forgot about this, honestly. But I seriously knew it as soon as I walked in that this is what you were talking about.
Yes.
It took me 1 second. I was upstairs with a screaming child. I walked down the stairs. I was like, "Oh, this is the scene Tommy's talking about."
Yeah. It's the only scene it could be. Like every other scene is fantastic. Yeah.
But again, they needed a reason. He could have done something different for sure. Needed a reason for him to have to go back and get the watch. But another thing too, like when Mark's 100, people are going to be like, "Yeah, that dude's like 55."
Yeah.
We're like 30.
Yeah.
I love Bruce's
we
freak
didn't
out
look.
here.
We didn't look that good at 25, man. What is happening?
I know.
You guys bad.
Well, I'm watching
guys
Pulp
are being
Fiction
too nice.
every day. I'm taking the Mark regiment.
Yeah, I'm going to the Mark Regiment soon.
Like I said, everybody has that same reaction. Comes on NerdCage. Wait, Mark's what?
Yeah, that blew my mind for sure.
When
That's
Bruce
amazing.
freaks out here, I love it because that story.
Well, that's almost
I like her
justifies his
acting right
freak out.
here. Though. She's good right here. Like she really looks terrified of him.
Yes, I'll give you that. But she didn't say much.
Yeah, but you can understand why Bruce would react like this.
If he keeps talking to her like that, he's not going to get that air.
Realize how important this watch is.
Where is this movie set in? What city?
L.A.
That's what I thought. That watch was up two grown men's asses for 7 years.
For years.
Like, you can't get another watch like that. Do you understand?
That's why she left it. I'm not touching
Yeah,
it.
she's like, I'm not touching that at all.
What does it mean that?
Uh,
Can you please ask?
They are. I can handle it. Split.
I don't know, Tommy. This might be my favorite scene now, of how bad it is.
I mean, it is awful. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's the worst scene in any like great movie. That's kind of how I qualify it.
You know,
What's right? There's so much yellow in here and gold. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
The chair.
The chair.
Nobody
yeah.
can sit in that chair.
The champagne
The
bottle.
champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never noticed that before.
All right, guys, we're past it.
Thank you.
All right, now it's gonna get good again.
Oh, here we go. I thought it was so funny when the Simpsons parried the scene.
Which episode is that, Jay?
The one with the many stories of Springfield, and
I
the dude
watched
from
that
jail
one.
runs over Chief Wiggum, and then they both get
I
captured
know.
by the one-armed guy.
I know what you're talking about. I gotta watch that one now. I've been rewatching The Simpsons, so yeah.
I miss the time when like coats hit right at your belt, you know?
Yeah.
So this right here, is kind of like Bruce's military duty, like the ancestors in his family, and they kind of play that up a little bit. Like the sounds that you hear, you're going to hear like the helicopter go over. You're going to hear stuff on the radio. Obviously, whenever he gets to the apartment, he kills him with a gun, like a machine gun. So it all harkens back to the story that Christopher Walken told, which I think is really cool. They pretty much just put Bruce in the same thing. It's even shot like
he's about to go to war.
It's kind of like a war movie.
Yeah,
it's
about to
shot
have a
like
war
a war
zone.
movie. It really is, like a Full Metal Jacket.
Like,
Yeah. So it's kind of cool.
Wow, Wes, you're really making me appreciate this scene a whole lot more.
I
I
mean,
liked it before, but like I never thought about any of this stuff before.
Dude,
Look
I'm
at
on
the
fire.
building,
Like,
the apartment
I'm on
building.
fire. I brought my
Damn.
A game to NerdCage.
You definitely did.
Yes, you did,
he
sir.
was upset about what happened in the cage last time.
That's what it is. Came back with a vengeance.
He's
I was
gonna
like,
rip
I'm not-
our all. He's gonna win tonight. I feel pretty good about it.
I was like, I'm not getting power bombed tonight.
Not to mention, it was kind of my idea to do this watch party. I knew there's a reason why I want you guys for our 1 year anniversary. I can't believe it's been a year. Wow.
Yeah.
That's how we are, because we're not. I mean, our show's not much older than you. It's just 2 months older. So we just couldn't believe. But I guess for your audience, it may be a good time to say, hey, y'all are joining us for our next episode. And the 80s summer blockbusters have been
I can't wait.
extremely well received. Extremely
my gosh.
well
By the
received.
way, yeah, I
We
listened
are
to it too, and it
I
was
got
great.
my list ready.
I don't. I have
they're a lot
10
of
movies.
fun.
Mark, I have 10 movies narrowed down for the next set. Like I don't know how I'm gonna like get it down to 5. I don't have a clue.
The struggle for me was 1985. There's just like so many great movies that came out that year, and it was like hard for me to like, because I'm trying to like pick one per year, and it's like I can't decide.
You might have
I've
to
got-
double up.
Yeah.
I finally, oh man, I like the toaster pastries, the cheap ones, like the brown sugar ones. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I don't want Pop-Tart brown sugar ones. I want the cheap brown
the
sugar.
color scheme, once again, it matches his jacket.
Look at the yellow coffee pot.
Yeah.
Wes, I feel like you're like
Man.
you're kicking on all cylinders
Yeah.
tonight.
What the heck, Wes? Why don't you ever do this for real talk?
Yeah. Invest some time into our show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here's another thing too. What's crazy about this movie is that what is up with Vincent Vega coming out of the bathroom?
That's
And
all.
every time he comes out of the bathroom, there's like something crazy going on.
Yeah.
Mia overdosing.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Bruce Willis here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
then
even
at
think
the
of that.
at the end when he comes out of the bathroom and the whole robbery's going down, like,
Yeah.
and there you
I
go.
have thought for years that Vincent Vega's death is Jules Winfield's fault, because if he hadn't walked away from the life, there'd be two
Yeah.
of them.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep. That's a great point. I like that. That's a really great point. So there you go. There was his military duty right there, taking out the enemy.
Also, that book too. He reads that in the restaurant too during the robbery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of always hated that because you like Vincent.
I like that he puts the gun
Yeah.
down. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
set
and he
this
just
right.
uses Kleenex. Not to mention, it's his apartment. Like they're gonna come for him.
Yeah, exactly. They're coming down to Knoxville. They're gonna find him there.
All right, this is covered with Kleenex juice now.
But to be fair, the kind of money that boxers make, he's got enough money to flee the country and before they can catch him. Man, now I want Pop-Tarts. Nope, I'm going to be good. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm going to be good.
I love the s'mores Pop-Tarts. Those are my jam.
Oh, yeah.
No, the brown sugar, man.
Brown
But you have to
sugar or
heat 'em up.
strawberries.
They make so
Strawberry.
many damn flavors
Yeah,
now, man.
I like strawberry.
Have you been to,
I
like
like
the
strawberries
grocery store?
cold, brown sugar's hot.
The blueberry ones are the worst ones. Am I right?
No, blueberries are good. No,
They're
the
always
worst
in the
one.
88-cent bin in the front of my
Yes.
Yeah,
supermarket.
they're always
pretzel
in
one.
stock.
I'd say the pretzel ones are pretty bad. They make outrageous flavors now. Like the pretzel ones are pretty bad. The
Pretzel.
Wow.
Where do you live? A
Root
Narnia?
beer Pop-Tarts, awful. Oh, God.
Bruce thinks he's good to go.
Yeah.
Bruce is a little too happy there for killing somebody. He kind of scares me now the most.
You have no remorse for killing the boxer, killing Vincent.
Right.
Like, there's just nothing that doesn't bother him.
I wouldn't have remorse for a guy who was trying to kill me. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Not to mention, don't forget, remember that dialogue at the bar where he called him Punchy?
Yeah.
So he already had it out for him. John Travolta taunts him knowing that he can't touch him because, one, he works for Marcellus, and two, boxers have their hands are licensed weapons. So John Travolta knew that he couldn't touch him. That's why he called him names.
Oh, this is amazing.
No, I love this scene.
Oh, my God.
Just perfect.
And listen to the song. Are you hearing the lyrics?
Oh. Oh.
There's even a gold car that passed him when he wrecked.
And this
Was
part
he
kind of
in
harkens back
Was
to
he in
Reservoir Dogs.
Kathy Griffin.
That was cool, Jay.
The Kathy Griffin cameo
Oh, yeah,
right
it's
there.
young Kathy Griffin.
Oh, it is her.
She's the worst. They're not
That
like
voice.
Kathy Griffin.
Does anyone?
I'll be damned.
Oh.
This always kills me.
Like I said, this is just like Reservoir Dogs right here.
Yeah, I like this.
It's so LA looking.
Chase Smithers just entered the chat.
Oh my God. It's funny, but it's not. Oh God.
So doesn't Christopher Walken, doesn't he make reference to like a pawn shop or something like that where the watch originated from? I thought he said something about some type of shop or something like that.
I thought he said that too. Yeah.
So here we go again. Like that's what I keep saying about the
full circle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just full circle, and now they're back in this.
Right there, goddammit. I'm making my business. Toss the weapon. Toss the weapon.
Here we go.
Gabe's favorite scene's coming up.
No.
Gabe, I've been talking about my least favorite scene for a while, and Gabe's been talking about his favorite scene for a while.
I've seen this movie too many. This is why I don't watch this movie anymore. You never know what kind of creepy pawn shop you're going to go into.
True.
I mean, like, seriously, like, well, I've been turned off pawn shops ever since this.
I have some stuff that I want to pawn, and I just don't.
Yeah, I just can't.
Right.
I can't go in there.
And my neighborhood just won't do a yard sale, and I'm just like, well, I'll just keep this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it. I mean,
Got a couple
Keep it
flies.
forever and ever.
I would like to know, like, what it felt like.
They have one.
Hey, Shay Smithers is here. Hey, man, I'm glad you're here. I don't care if you're late. You're here. I'm happy.
Good timing.
We're 1 hour and
What it was
37 minutes in if you want to sync up with
Perfect
us.
timing.
You know, the first time I saw this movie, I thought that was urine.
I did too. Actually, I love it.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that guy's got a long, like, spray.
Like, if you were there opening night of this movie, like, and didn't know anything about it, this scene must have been just so shocking.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
So
There was
were
a
you
lot.
there,
There was a
Mark?
lot made about this scene. Yeah.
Because Once Upon a Time's insane. Like, I was, like, there with my wife, and she doesn't watch a lot of Tarantino films, and she was just like, what the crap? But this scene is, like, it's in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. It actually, like,
Towards the end.
traumatized me. Like, when I first saw this, like in the theater. Like this was the scene that I thought about the most. Afterwards, I was like, "Whoa,
I bet it's insane." Like it's you hadn't seen anything like this in a mainstream movie ever.
Right.
Ever. Like it is crazy.
Gene Siskel really, I think, him and Ebert both loved the movie, but Gene Siskel kind of just talked about basically the debauchery of this scene and how cinema was starting to change, like for, I think, what he considered the bad in some way was just getting a little bit too rough.
He wasn't wrong.
All right.
All right, guys. So let's not look at the screen and look at each other into each other's eyes.
I don't want to look into anybody's eyes.
That's even worse, Gabe.
No.
What?
The funny thing is, he kind of looks like Buffalo Bill.
He does.
You know, that's
he does.
That's a
Yeah.
really
Is that
great
Buffalo
point.
Bill?
Yeah.
No,
That's a great point.
it's Buffalo Bill's brother.
Buffalo Phil.
Buffalo Phil.
Buffalo Phil.
Well, it's
I
That would
Zed.
be crazy if it was like in
I got some
the same
issues in that
universe.
family.
Buffalo Bill and Phil. They sound like tag team champions.
They use those ball gags when they're wrestling too.
The Gimp.
So Tarantino said that the Gimp, in his mind, whenever he was writing the screenplay, was just like a hitchhiker or something like that, a homeless person that hangs around, LA. There was a lot of that they just kind of have captured and done these things to him all of these years. That's what he said it was in his mind for this particular
Stockholm
character.
syndrome.
I do love the end of this sequence, but I hate the rest.
I mean, what in the world?
You gotta imagine what's going through both of their minds right now, too. Especially Ving Rhames. He really sells
I'd just be dead. I mean, if this happened to me, I'd just be dead. I'd just be like, kill me.
Well, I believe the Gimp here in a little bit, doesn't he? He's just like, he smiles or something like that when he thinks that that he could possibly die. It's like he's about to be put out of his misery.
He gets excited about it.
Yeah, excited about dying because it's get out of this mess that he's in with these two guys.
Like, I tried to black this out. Like, I can't believe that you guys remember this.
You didn't try to black it out. You've been talking about this scene since before we started this episode.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Left
a memory.
Rewatch this scene with five guys.
Fun fact, when I saw Faith No More in concert, they had a Gimp on stage.
I'm at night, I'm like, hey, Rach, you want to watch Downton Abbey, or do you want to watch this Gimp scene on?
Or do you want to watch the Gimp scene again?
Gabe, we've watched it 37 straight nights.
Nice in a row. Jeez. So that's, I guess, one question that I have is, like, the Gimp there on his own.
It's spoiler alert. It's the Riddler in the new Batman movie.
Maybe he does.
Yeah.
Maybe he likes living.
It looks like that.
Maybe that's what I was just talking about with the Gimp. Tarantino was saying that in his mind the character was kidnapped. He was like a hitchhiker, somebody that they've kind of picked up and basically made their slave.
I don't know. Maybe the Gimp looks kind of into this right now.
I always thought the Gimp was into it, right?
Maybe the smile is happiness.
But if that's what Tarantino was going for, I can
The
see
classic
it now.
trope right here: Bruce Willis always escapes in every movie.
Yeah, you don't leave Bruce. Do they know this is John McClane? I mean, what were they thinking?
Yeah. They obviously didn't see Die Hard.
They didn't, or any of the Die Hards. There was like 3 of these before.
Oh, I think
See,
I think he was excited because he's like, you're going to replace me.
I think the Gimp's into it because he's screaming because he's free.
And now he's dead. Quentin Tarantino confirmed recently that the moment Bruce Willis knocks him out, he chokes to death. He's dead.
Yeah.
What?
Yep, he confirmed it. He's dead. Bruce Willis killed him.
Gabe is literally trying to contradict the guy that made the damn movie.
Gabe's like, no, Tarantino.
No, he didn't die.
No, he didn't die.
Tarantino's doing some
He's into it. He liked this.
I love this scene right here.
Yeah, that's what I said. Tommy, I
Look
said
at the
that.
Tennessee license plate right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the rest are either yellow or orange.
All right, what's Bruce going to pick here? What's he going to choose?
Oh, I love, T-Man, you're right. This is great.
I do like this.
I wish he would have got something even more strange than the katana sword.
Nah.
Like one of those medieval spiky balls on the chain.
Yeah, like a mace.
Yeah, mace. There you go.
Chainsaw. All right.
Chainsaw? I like the chainsaw choice.
Why would you not go with the chainsaw?
He was listening to Faith No More not too long ago, and his favorite song is Midlife Crisis from them.
Oh, that's a good song. That whole album is good.
Yeah, Angel Dust.
That's a great album.
It's a Hattori Hanzo sword.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it is because Michael Madsen's character. Well, no, that's not true.
He pawned. Yes, he pawned it.
He didn't pawn. He didn't pawn it.
Oh, wait.
He said that he pawned it.
He said he pawned it.
I just thought about that.
Okay, yeah. You kind of said the same. Yeah.
I gotta say, this is a really good underground layer. Like, I mean,
that is a great underground layer.
I didn't know pawn shops had underground like layers, but this is a good one. Like,
I just operate from now on like under the assumption that all pawn shops have this.
Yes. They need an underground layer to keep those extra.
We got a deliverance scene going on.
There's a deliverance action happening here.
Oh my god, it's funny. I had the subtitles and he's just reading the subtitles. My god.
Yeah. Ooh.
Buffalo Phil's about to get it.
Face. Phil.
Step aside, Butch.
Yeah, pick it up.
Doesn't this guy rape somebody in another movie too? I'm almost positive he does.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else. Oof.
Go medieval on your ass.
That's what I said. I love the exit of this scene.
What now? What now? Let me tell you what now. My niggas go to work with a home chair. Put the pliers into up short. Talking here, Billy boy. I do what you want to kill. I'm gonna get a on your ass.
Look at Bruce back there. He's like,
can I go?
It's like, oh, that what now?
What now? I tell you what now. It is no me and you. Not no.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yep.
Yeah, like, see ya.
Two things. Don't tell nobody about this. Between you, and Mr. Soon to be living the rest of his short-ass life in agonizing pain, rapist, and nobody else's business. Two, child to right now. And when you go,
Be gone. Deal.
See you.
All right, peace. This pawn shop's weird.
Yeah, Ving Rhames this is a great performance by him.
Yeah.
See, Gabe?
He is really
Gabe's
good
dead.
here.
Gabe's saying that Gabe's not dead.
Gabe's saying he's enjoying choking.
He probably does. I mean, he lived in a box. He didn't make a lot of movements beforehand. Like,
Yeah,
it's
he's
probably an
definitely
act.
dead. He's definitely dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Quentin Tarantino confirmed it, so.
Nay.
I love it. Yeah.
Dead. Yeah.
Who's Grace?
I think that's just the name of his bike.
Yeah, I think that's the vice name. Or the
It's like a
Gimp's
boat.
name.
Well, excuse me, Chopper.
The Gimp's name.
It's a
It's
chopper.
the Gimp's name.
It's the Gimp's name.
Hey, Grace. Get out of your box. Fabian, let me tell you about my ass watch.
I mean, Bruce has got some crazy stuff. He's got an ass watch. He just killed a Gimp. What a
Hey, Fabian, guess what just happened?
just killed
Craziest
a
thing.
Gimp.
I was in this pawn shop. I just killed a Gimp.
Just don't get that ass watch up near your nose and you'll be good.
Yeah. I don't think you can.
It's a chopper.
Get in the
chopper.
chopper.
She hasn't gotten any better. She might have gotten worse.
What
Actually,
happened
those
to my
pants make her
Honda?
worse.
It crashed.
The pants make her worse.
I love how
I don't
she's
know,
like
much worse.
cool. She's totally cool with her car being.
And she's
crashed.
crying. Like,
What is
God,
that on her?
Why are you
those
crying? You just
tacos?
weren't in the last room Bruce Willis was in.
I don't know. I'm with St. J here. And it could be the Weller antique talking, but those were some killer legs. She's okay in my book.
Wes is like, you're back. You're good.
I didn't want to say nothing earlier, but
Hold on,
I mean,
I'm 1 second ahead of you guys. I got to pause and play.
She's doing like she's good. She's all
Now
good.
we're even.
Oh, butterflies. Okay.
No, they're
Wes
butterflies.
is like, give her an Academy Award for those legs.
Best legs.
That's legs.
I mean, she's got some decent legs. I'm just saying the pants were
Zed's
good.
dead, baby.
Zed's dead.
What a great, just
That whole
Crazy.
thing.
I'm
It's
glad
just,
that
that was
Bruce
just
got the
great.
happy
All
ending.
that was great. What a great segment.
right.
Bruce got the happy ending. I'm happy for
And
him.
I like the name, the Bonnie situation. I do like this.
Yes.
Anybody but Mrs. Wallace.
David Arquette.
Yep.
There's a lot of Arquettes in this movie.
Yeah.
forgot
She passed away a few years back.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did.
What do you?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a drug overdose or a suicide.
Yes.
I remember reading about that.
Yeah, she was young. She's great. That's weird. Sad.
Also, before he became a she, he was in Bride of Chucky. He was the one that was tied to the bed that Chucky killed.
Yeah, I remember he was in several movies.
The weird goth that Tiffany had strapped to the bed, and then Chucky
I remember that,
came
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Is it me, or did you remember Samuel L. Jackson being in this movie a lot more?
Yeah, Gabe, I was just thinking about that actually. I was like, man, Sam has not been in this movie for like an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It's like.
Don't worry, he's gonna show up and
I know.
steal a bunch of scenes.
I know, but it's like Hannibal Lecter. Like, he probably has like 20 minutes of screen time, but he's just so memorable.
Yeah, that's a good point. I love this sequence. It's like,
Oh shoot!
How do you miss?
like
He went to Stormtrooper training camp. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Gabe. The stormtroopers.
Worst.
That meme of them going to play paintball and then they're just standing there and
Their suits are just snow white. It's amazing.
I love this. Why didn't you tell anybody someone was in the bathroom?
You forget I was in there with John Candy.
Hand cannon.
I love it. Divine intervention.
No, I didn't until I watched this movie.
Norton's chin on here said, "Has anyone ever heard Patrice O'Neal talk about this movie? It's so funny." And I have not, but I want to now. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah. Chill, Jules. This shit happens. Wrong. This shit doesn't just happen. You want to continue the theological discussion in the car or the jailhouse with the cops? What should be fucking doing, my friend? What happened here was a miracle. And I want you to fucking acknowledge it. Right. It was a miracle. Going out?
I forgot how much I love this movie.
Cops. I was watching it one time and there was this cop out.
Here we go.
It's my favorite part of the whole movie.
Oh,
and nothing happened. He didn't hit nothing. Okay, it was just him and this guy.
We all know Quentin loves blood.
Yeah.
It's freaky, but it happens. Look, you want to play blind, man? Go walk on the ship. Me, my eyes are wide fucking open. What the fuck does that mean? From here on in, you can see my ass behind. Jesus Christ.
This reminds me of Pulp Fiction, or not Pulp Fiction, of Reservoir Dogs so much.
Look, I'm telling Marcellus today.
Oh man, this scene reminds me of Pulp Fiction.
Wait, I when I'm watching Pulp Fiction, that scene reminds me of Pulp Fiction. That's the real hard-hitting stuff you'll get from Real Talk. Just, some incisive
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
This reminds me of when the guy shoots the cat in Boondock Saints.
The cops tend to notice.
Cars drenched in blood.
Yeah. I love he's got the brains in his
afro
ear. Like it's in his ear.
This I love Harvey Keitel's little cameo.
Oh yeah,
kind of cameo here. The wolf.
That would be the best like fixer. Has there ever been a better fixer?
Yeah. Oddly enough, in the same year that this came out, he was in a movie called Point of No Return, where he played the cleaner, which is basically the same character. Like his job was to just show up and like remove all the evidence of a murder. And I just thought it was like, at the time, I was just like, thought that was like, are they starting to typecast him based off this movie?
Yeah. Like, is he always going to be the cleaner now, type guy?
T-Man, who's the best cooler?
Heck yeah. Patrick Swayze.
Dalton.
Roadhouse.
God, I love me some Dalton.
Situation to a head, man.
Did Samuel L. Jackson get nominated for Best Supporting Actor in this?
Yeah, he did. I forget who he lost.
94.
I was mad that he
I
lost.
don't think any of them. The only one
I
that
love
was
Samuel L. Jackson, but I can also picture him like just saying, We got to get these motherfucking
Yeah,
snakes off this
he should've won.
MRFing plane right there.
Quentin Tarantino won for best screenplay, but that was it. They didn't win any. I think Quentin just won for best screenplay, and that was it.
Is it Gary Sinise for Forrest Gump? Did he win?
I think so. I guess I should look it up. Here, hold on a second.
Either way, Sam Jackson. See, why is Tarantino in this movie?
Just because he's that person.
He cameos in all of his movies.
He's like M. Night Shyamalan. I always want to put himself in movies.
And they both got it from Alfred Hitchcock.
No, but Alfred was just doing it for like a little taste. Tarantino's trying to act here.
Yeah, well, yeah, they both do.
Tommy Lee Jones for The Fugitive. That's who
won.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, let's be honest. If you were as good as Tarantino, you would put yourself in your movies.
No.
You would not.
Oh, you're talking about as good as a like director or something? I probably would.
I mean, I'm that kind of person. I probably wouldn't have this role. I'd probably just be like a janitor or something.
Yeah, I don't have an issue like doing the Alfred Hitchcock thing, but this like it always seems to be like the height of like narcissism when directors do that.
But there's something like odd about this, like that I actually like the bad acting aspect of it, because I can like think back to like some of the parts where he's like, you got to make some calls, you got to call some people, like it's so bad, but it's like one of the most memorable parts.
It does kind of fit, for some weird way. Well, remember when he was like trying to become an actor? He was in From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn, yeah.
I
hated that movie.
Jay likes Selma Hayek with the
Jay's just
snake.
That one scene.
Yeah,
that's what he's talking about.
Jay's like, I don't care about the plot or anything.
Just give me the Selma.
That makes sense.
You know what? Like, it's two of the best, like, actual, like, pure shooting directors that put themselves in the movies too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe it's a trait type thing.
Oh, Tarantino? Well, it's not M. Night. M. Night's not.
But I think M. Night has good like camera angles and good shots, original camera angles.
He does well telling the story with the camera. It's just sometimes his screenplays are weak.
I think Tarantino does good.
Sometimes. More like all the time. He got lucky a couple of times.
Shyamalan peaked really early. Like he had like
first film early.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Well, he did
no,
one film.
Shut up! You have told me you love Signs.
Like first film early. He's like,
you love Signs, Tommy. Don't lie.
I mean, Split was really good.
Split was good.
Really liked Split was good.
Glass
was a disaster.
Yeah, Glass was kind of weak. And
I've been telling Wes he's gonna have a fall soon. Wes is like, no, he's back all the way.
What about that movie with that one-arm
TV
guy?
show that he had was amazing though. Wayward Pines. Did you ever watch that
one? I didn't know.
That was so.
I heard it was good.
It was good. Like he's good. He's too confident in himself. He keeps writing these things like that one-arm guy, and he thinks it's Lady in the Water, and it's like,
and it wasn't happening. Like, come on, the guy's not good.
Don't write your story.
I'm sorry. One or two good movies does not make you a good director. Okay, he's had way more bad than good.
Way more, and some of the worst movies. Not even like bad. Some of the worst.
But he also has some of the best.
Not some of the best. He's had one really good movie, and then a bunch of decent movies, and a bunch of crap.
I actually prefer Unbreakable more
I like Unbreakable.
I think Unbreakable is his best
film.
film.
All right. All the joking aside, though, we do have to. Like, I hate to be too hard on him because we always talk about how directors aren't original anymore, and Tarantino and Shyamalan are two directors doing original work. So we got to.
He did the Avatar movie, the Last Airbender. I'm sorry, Tommy, there's no defending him.
I thought I was the biggest M. Night hater. All right, Jay, you know.
Saint Jay ain't having no M. Night in his life.
Get some M. Night out of Jay's life.
I don't like him. I just. Unbreakable, I'll give him that.
Sixth
Sense,
Unbreakable.
no. Signs, the more I think about it, no. Like, The Happening.
You can't say Sixth
Village.
Sense,
no. The Village is another one. Remember The Village?
I love The Village.
Village is awful.
Oh, that was awful.
I do like The Village.
Oh,
I think
no.
that me and Wes have talked about The Village.
What about
that's not a
No, I
Village
don't-
problem,
I
that's a
don't like
PR
that
The
problem.
movie.
Happening's terrible. That's probably his worst
I
one.
do not like
besides
that.
the Airbender. Like I said,
Airbender.
he did good with the Split, and he did good with Unbreakable. That's it. I'll give him. That's it. And those aren't even like spectacular. They're just good. They're not like, oh
What
my
did you say,
god, like,
Signs?
this is annual watch. This is a masterpiece. They're good. I'll give them good. But the rest of it, booty sauce, man. Certified right here by Jay.
Hey, Jay, never get to see Jay this heat until
Yeah, Jay, calm me down.
He's gonna be there opening night for Old.
Jay's
Hell
excited for all.
He can't wait.
Jay will be the first one in line.
Unless my
How did
mom
that much
asks,
blood get in that
no.
car?
If my mom wants to see it, no.
If your
I'll take my
mom wants
mother
to
to the
see it
movies
while
a
getting
lot.
a foot massage, maybe.
Also, no. Love you, Mom. I doubt you're watching. Love you, Mom.
Can anybody believe that Harvey Keitel's alive?
No.
How old is Harvey Keitel? Anybody know?
Him and Clint Eastwood are competing, I think.
He's
Wow.
probably like you, Mark. He probably just watches this movie on repeat.
Watches this movie every day. He's like,
He probably looks
in.
like he's 20 now.
I mean, he
Joe,
looked
our
old when he
moderator,
was
fact
young.
check. Joe, the moderator's got to fact check right now. How old is Harvey Keitel? We're going to find out right now. Joe's fact checking.
He's got to be like 75.
That's why he's our moderator.
At
He's the
least.
fact checker.
Nah, I bet he's 80.
No, I think he's older.
He's got to be well past
Older.
80.
80s.
Past 80.
83.
83?
That's my call.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting for Joe, the moderator.
82.
There you go.
There we go.
Wow. Nice one.
So he's 9 years younger than Clint. Jesus, he's younger than Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's 83.
How is
Yeah.
Warren Beatty and Jack Nicholson and Clint Eastwood? They're just still just going, man. They're just
rich.
They're just doing
Yeah, Clint still active, though.
Yeah,
Clint
that's
still
it.
makes
They don't have the
movies.
worries us common people do.
Yeah, they're
Like,
not stressed.
Yeah, one of their organs fails. They get another one from one of us peasants.
You know? They just cut their own head off and put it on a new body.
Usually
All
one of
the
our
day.
bodies. Yeah, they'll take one of our bodies. They probably don't want mine. I'm very unhealthy, but like
they'll take Mark's. They ain't taking T-Man's.
they'll take Mark's for sure.
This guy's eating like White Castle
what you guys
every
were
week.
talking about before, but Ian Lewis says, after Earth and the Last Airbender, nothing else to be said.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's all you
yeah.
have to
can't really
say.
argue with that.
Yeah, you
Hey,
can't
we got a
argue
good-
with
We got a
that.
good question in the chat here. Joe, go ahead. I'll give you the honor to read that one.
What are you looking at?
Ian Lewis.
What Clint Eastwood movie is the best Western?
Unforgiven.
bad, and the ugly.
Unforgiven. Yeah, it's not even.
And hey,
I don't know.
let's throw back the episode where we joined NerdCage Live on when we talked about best revenge films, and this guy right here brought Unforgiven to the table.
Yeah, I
That's
gotta
a
give
good
you
What's
that.
the one you did,
That's
T-Man, when
true,
you did
but
Best
guys,
Western?
I would say, well, I did the searches, but I would say Clint's best Western is Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
Is
you know who would
Clint
agree
Eastwood
with
in
me?
The Searchers? Because I like The
Tarantino
Searchers
would
quite
agree.
a bit.
Tarantino
No, Searchers
loves
is
Good,
John
Bad, and
Wayne.
Ugly.
No,
I
it is
mean,
John Wayne.
Fistful
You're
of
right.
Dollars
Yeah.
is good,
Hang
but
'em High was good, though.
Good and Bad and the Ugly, not even
I've
close.
got to look.
One of the best. I love that movie so much. They're different though. Unforgiven's great too. They're
Yeah.
great in
It's
their
hard.
place.
I can't argue with that pick. I mean, there's a great argument for Good, Bad, and Ugly, but I'm always about Unforgiven.
No, Unforgiven's great. I'm not going to knock you for that. It's a good one. You could argue. There's arguments there that it's better, but I can't personally. But Unforgiven to me would probably be his second best.
Ian's
That
vote
was
is
his, that was his
Outlaw
last
Josie
one too,
Wales.
wasn't it? Wasn't
What?
Unforgiven
What'd you
his
say?
last Western?
Ian's vote is Outlaw Josie Wales.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that's another good one.
Fun fact, and we mentioned this in our next episode of our next look back episode. The original writer for Raiders of the Lost Ark was supposed to direct it, but he was contractually obligated to direct The Outlaw Josie Wales, and that's part of why they got Steven Spielberg.
Well, that's just right off our last episode talking about early 80s Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, that's just this amazing movie from
when I'm
early
not
80s.
broke, I'm getting that 4K set. I want that 4K set so
Yeah, I
bad.
saw that.
And I will give away, if anybody wants it, I will give away Kingdom of Crystal Skull because I will never watch that again. I hate it. I hate it.
Bad,
I hate
man.
it. But
all of us,
I'm excited
like,
for Part 5, though. I'm excited for Indy 5.
Yeah, I do think if they weren't going to do Spielberg, I think James Mangold is a great pick.
Yeah.
Probably the best I can think of to do. So I'm excited. I hope it turns out good. Indy needs a good, like Harrison Ford needs a good final film.
We need a palate cleanser with that.
Yeah. And I think I'm glad that Spielberg realized like his heart wasn't in the last one, and it definitely would have been in this one. So
I think he learned a lot of lessons from that last one.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll make the same mistakes twice.
And the funny thing is, I'll give Spielberg a pass because that's one bad movie among 40 masterpieces.
Exactly.
Honest to God,
he's had some clunkers though.
Just a few, but I
yeah,
don't
but
like
not at that
films.
level. Not at that level.
It's like when M. Night, they put on Time Magazine and they said M. Night was the next Spielberg.
Next hit.
No,
that was
get out of
premature.
here.
That was after one movie.
I thought he might be the next Tarantino.
If you ask me,
not the next.
I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but to me, it's either Stanley Kubrick and Steven Spielberg are the goats. Like,
yeah, I would say them two.
as bodies of work,
Yeah, you gotta have Hitchcock in that discussion for sure.
Scorsese. Those are the ghosts.
Yeah.
All those guys.
David Fincher,
Get out of there.
You gotta put Fincher in there.
Fincher is great.
Hey, Mark's with me.
I'm with
Here's the
you.
thing
I like David Fincher.
I like David Fincher too,
Fincher's
but I put David
Fincher's
Fincher
not
the
in
same
there,
level
but
as
I do
Quentin.
like David Fincher.
I feel like Fincher's kind of given up on film though. Like, do you guys get that feeling? Like he doesn't do a lot anymore.
Well, yeah, after the Academy effed him with that stupid The King's speech, I don't blame him.
Well, hey, when you lose, you lose. He realized he knew he was up against a better director. Tom Hooper cleaned his clock. Tom Hooper he was so powerful at that point. He said, I destroyed David Fincher. I'm going to go make Cats now. And he did. And we all saw what happened there.
Ian says Christopher Nolan. He's good,
After
but
Tenet, though.
Nolan. Yeah, what? I love Tenet.
Nolan's gotten
most people hate it though.
Nolan, when he should have calmed down his loud noises, just leaned right in.
He doubled down. He doubled down.
He doubled down when he should have doubled up, or whatever.
My favorite thing about Nolan is he's all about movie theaters, and like he'll just show. Now people just photograph him at like movie theaters, random movie theaters.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, Nolan. We know you're not really going to he's got like an awesome like private theater.
It's
like
just publicity is all
right.
it is.
It's like
he kind of
it's like
drives me
Krasinski
crazy
showing up randomly at theaters and stuff.
I can't listen to any of my surround sound on any of his movies because it wakes my kids up. It's like, and it like shakes. So I'm like, I can't even watch it.
Yeah.
So Shay Smithers. Yeah, there you go.
If there's a Spielberg movie you thought was booty sauce, Jay.
Yeah, Kingdom of Crystal Skull. Hands down. I can't think of any other Spielberg movie I disliked that one. I disliked it. I hated Crystal Skull.
I can think of one. The Adventures of Tintin. I didn't like it.
Oh, that's a good movie.
I didn't like it.
I tell you,
I'm trying to think of the movie that I'm like, the one with Idris Elba, and is it Matthew McConaughey? I forget what it's called. No. Well, that one I didn't like that much, but
I like Interstellar.
The movie. Hold on a second.
So, as a huge Spielberg fan, there aren't many. He doesn't make like bad movies, but there are some that I don't love, like Terminal. Don't love Terminal.
Terminal's okay.
Terminal's good, but it's not Spielberg's
BFG.
best.
It's not good.
Like
BFG?
Spielberg's bad.
BFG.
It's still better
Ready
than
Player
like
One?
90%
Yeah,
of
no,
the
I
movies.
like
Ready
Ready
Player
Player
One's good.
One.
I like Ready Player One.
Yeah, his bad are not bad. Like his bad are still watchable. They're still enjoyable. He's also
except
made a
for Crystal
lot of
Skull.
movies.
Crystal Skull is like the only like unwatchable movie he did.
Did he direct Crystal Skull though?
Yes.
Yes.
He did.
I like.
Yeah, because he went all alien, and we were talking about.
Second hour not as much. But here's the thing.
I think
Like
you're
he's
upsetting
also
Scott Bannick.
Scott Bannock, you are wrong. Scott Bannock in chat says Crystal Skull is good. Stop hating. You're the only person I know that likes that movie. Good
All
for
I have to
you.
say
More power
about
to
that
you.
is
But
Henry
no.
Jones Jr.
Listen, I like bad
Dog
movies,
Indiana.
okay? I like a lot of bad movies, but Crystal Skull is just maddening.
Like, I
It's
draw the line at
maddening.
Crystal Skull. Is like,
Although I will say I did like the opening to Crystal Skull.
yeah, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it has some good
That's
stuff
one
in
of
it.
the- wait, Gabe, you're not getting away with this. How do you justify Indiana Jones going inside a refrigerator? Oh my God, dude!
That's the middle. That's the middle.
That's
when
the
the
beginning.
nuclear
beginning.
explosion happens.
I like that scene.
It's
I like
the
nuking the
second
fridge.
scene. I
Oh,
like when he
God.
gets in the fridge and it blows
No.
him out into the desert, and he realizes he's in a nuclear zone.
I like it. I like nuking the
And
fridge.
I like,
no.
I like all the middle stuff in the warehouse, and then I like the immediate scene right afterwards on the. I like all that. It's the whole last hour.
Oh, I'm sorry. The movie was so maddening. Like I remember my friends telling me how bad it was, and I didn't want to believe them. Like I did not listen to my friends. They all told me how bad it was, and I went and saw it anyway. And I wish I didn't. Like, oh God.
Yeah, it is a terrible film.
We're not like
It
Mark.
really
We
is.
didn't get to go see Raiders in the theater. You know.
Oh man, you missed out.
Yeah,
Duh.
Mark's
But
like,
we
yeah,
got pumped because we were getting to see Kingdom of the.
we got Crystal Skull in the theater. That's the only we got.
I'm jealous.
This is all we got.
jealous.
That's the only one I saw in the theaters. Like I didn't see
Really?
the others. Yeah,
No.
Wow.
I was too young for the other.
St.
three.
Jay, you said you liked a bunch of bad movies. Like,
Yes.
what is one of your favorite bad movies?
I'm a huge fan of Japanese monster movies and I like B science fiction movies and stuff.
The Dark Tower was the movie I was thinking of. That's a bad Spielberg movie.
I do love this scene.
Oh, I thought
love
that was
this
Stephen
scene.
King.
And my
Stephen
favorite
King
movie
wrote
is
it,
so bad
but
it's good.
Spielberg
Samurai
directed.
Cop.
With Samurai
Yeah, but
Cop?
even
Y'all like this
that,
scene
like,
right
it's
here?
not as bad as Crystal Skull.
Yeah, you have
bro.
to see it. It's horrible acting, but it's so bad that it's actually funny. So
Well, one of my favorites that we've actually had on our show is Eric Freeman's performance in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, one of the best
God.
bad movies of all time.
Garbage Day.
Garbage Day. But he is. We interviewed him on our show, and he became my friend. We talked on the phone several times, just hung out one night, just talking on the phone. I was like, this is blowing my mind. I'm like, just having a Friday night hanging out with Mr. Garbage Day.
Yo, I can't hate on that. That's cool. You're able to get somebody like that on your show.
No,
And
it was
talk.
really cool, really cool. He said that let's wait till around the holidays. I'll come back on the show. We'll answer some more questions and stuff. I was like, let's do it.
Yo, NerdCage Nation, if you obviously there's several people here right now. If you need to check out Real Talk. All right, REEL Talk. It's a fantastic podcast. I promise you will laugh. It's those three dudes over there talking movies, and it's fantastic. I can't recommend them enough. They are fantastic, and it's great. It's great listening. I mean that with all my heart.
Look, if you've got 15 minutes alone in the bathroom, turn on our show, and if you get past that 15 minutes, then
We consider you family from that point.
consider you
on.
family. That's it.
We're the type of podcast you turn on in the restroom. Thank you, Gabe.
That's what
Okay,
that's
I'll
what
give
I,
everybody a
you know,
go-to.
contribute.
Listen to their Batman Forever Guilty Pleasure episode. You
Yeah,
will
that
have
was a
a
good
field day. I promise you. I promise you. I listen to these guys when I do my night job. I listen to these guys, and that's like one of the ones you need. If you want a good episode to start, listen to the Batman Forever one.
Nice.
The Karate Kid one is good too.
Yeah.
I did like that one.
In Lewis just asked, has anyone saw Gotti or Battlefield Earth? And I can tell you, Ian,
Battlefield Earth.
T-Man and I, we have watched Battlefield Earth. I think we've tried either 2 or 3 times to sit down and watch the whole thing.
Yeah, we got through.
And it goes really well until we get to the fire hose scene. And then that's just when all hell breaks loose. And it's just like, I'm
I
so
forgot about
exhausted
all
from
this.
laughing that I just can't get any
Yeah.
further.
Well, we're usually drinking, and it's late at night, and so it's the point. I always remember it's the point where Barry Pepper takes off his T-shirt and throws it at him. That's his, like, you know how, like, in any revolution, you need, like, a stand. You got to make a stand.
And he makes his stand right there.
By throwing his t-shirt at John Travolta.
And then turns the fire hose on, and he's like, ah!
Yes. Oh, man.
That's the point where I can't make it past because I'm just done after that.
Wes is done. And that's when we were, like, 25, so I can't even imagine what we would probably make it through, like, 3 minutes at this point.
By the way, all the links are in the description. All the where you can find Real Talk podcasts, all the links are in the description, everybody.
I love this.
Yeah.
I forgot this part. Like, it's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah,
I know what happened.
Pulp Fiction is happening.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction is happening. Some more real talk.
Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole, but yeah, I love how Sam Jackson's just chilling in his booth. Now
And he just sits there and he's still eating. I forgot about that. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah, when they're running through the whole restaurant, Sam Jackson's just sitting there.
He's reading his book. I mean, John is planning on some long bathroom breaks.
Yeah, he doesn't have a shampoo bottle that he's reading the back of. He has an actual book.
Yeah, but now instead of books, we have our cell phones.
Yeah.
Even in 90.
I love that we watched this movie tonight, guys. I forgot how much I love this.
Awesome. I'm glad we did. I'm glad we picked this movie and picked you guys.
See, let me tell you guys. I mean, I think you're either Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs. Like, I think it's like that Team Jacob or Team Edward type thing. Like, I'm Reservoir Dogs. You guys are Pulp Fiction.
Here we go.
Yeah, I love this part. I'm sorry. I gotta stop talking.
I'm Pulp Fiction. I will say this. Reservoir. All of his movies are great, though, but I'm Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the dialogue more, and I love Mr. Pink, and I love that he doesn't tip. I mean, I don't condone not tipping if you're listening. Like, I always tip, so don't take that wrong. I just think it's funny.
I like the ear scene in that.
Yes, where he's talking into the ear, and I love
what's going on.
I love the music that he's playing when he's dancing.
Yeah.
Something happy. I can't think of it.
Shut the fuck up, fat man. This ain't your goddamn business.
Cool. No problem.
I gotta hear the scene. This is my favorite part.
Now I'm gonna count to 3. You don't open that case. I'm gonna unload in your fucking face. We clear? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, Ringo. You win. It's yours.
Has Tarantino ever explained what is in the briefcase?
No, but I've always thought it was just like gold bars or something like that.
There was a theory that it was Marcellus's soul.
And that's why he's got the Band-Aid in the back of his neck.
Right.
First of all, if it was gold, it wouldn't shine like. It's probably just like a light.
Yeah.
Could be the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, from Raiders.
His
there we
face
go.
would have melted off.
That's true, right there. He's not. Oh.
That woman still scares me.
So that bitch should be cool.
She has spit like coming out of her mouth.
Tell her to chill.
Yolanda, tell me your name. Yolanda. Yolanda. We're not going to do anything stupid, are we? Don't you hurt him. Nobody's going to hurt anybody. We're all going to be like 3 little Fonzies here. And what's Fonzie like? Come on, Yolanda, what's Fonzie like? What?
What's Fonzie?
He can say literally anything and be scared.
We're going to be cool. Now, Ringo.
I'm going to.
And when I count 3, I want you to let go of your gun. Put your palms.
Oh, by the way, that song was Stuck in the Middle with You from Reservoir Dogs. Thanks, Shay.
Stuck in the middle with you.
That's why we NerdCage Nation, man. Thank you. They always got our backs.
1, 2, 3.
Yolanda is definitely not cool.
Okay, now you're
I love it when
I thought you were gonna be cool.
When Vince is out of the bathroom.
It makes me nervous. And when I get nervous, I get scared. And when motherfuckers get scared, that's when motherfuckers accidentally get
You die.
Well, that seems to be the situation. But I don't want that. And you don't want that. And Ringo here definitely doesn't want that. So let's see what we can do. Now, here's the situation. Normally, both your asses would be dead as fucking fried chicken. But you happen to pull this shit while I'm in a transitional. I can't give you this case. Because it don't belong to me. Besides, I've been through too much shit over this case this morning to just hand it over to your dummy. Yolanda, it's cool, baby. It's cool. We still just talking. Come on,
He just came out of the crapper and he's like,
there you go. Now, Vincent, just hang back. Don't do a goddamn thing. Tell him you're still cool.
Let's go, honey bunny.
How we doing, baby?
I gotta go pee. I'm gonna go home.
Just hang in.
yeah, I didn't know I was going to stand here for this long.
And Ringo's proud of you. It's almost over. Tell him you're proud.
Proud of you, honey bunny.
I love you.
Love you too, honey bunny.
Now, I want you to go in that bag and find my wallet.
Which one is it?
It's the one that says bad motherfucker.
My friend Russ at my office said I had to mention him here because he loves this part.
I need to
got
get
a
that wallet. Just saying.
He has that wallet.
Oh, that's great.
Tell me. How much say? $1,500. Put it in the pocket. It's yours. And with the rest of those wallets in the register, it makes this a pretty successful little store.
Jules, you give that fucking Nimrod $1,500 and I'll shoot him on general principle.
Hey, Yolanda, he ain't gonna do a goddamn motherfucking thing. Vince, shut the fuck up! Yeah. Come on, Yolanda. Stay with me, baby. Nah, I ain't getting that, Vincent.
I love it.
Wanna know what I'm buying, Ringo? Come on. Your life. I'm giving you that money so I don't have to kill your ass. Read the Bible, Ringo?
No, basically, no.
Well, there's this passage I got memorized. Ezekiel 25:17.
Yeah, no way this guy would be reading the Bible. Just
Set
saying.
on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. I've been saying that shit for years. And if you heard it, that meant your ass. I never gave much thought to what it meant. I just thought it was some cold-blooded shit to say to a motherfucker before I popped the cap in his head. See, now I'm thinking, maybe it means you're the evil man, and I'm the righteous man. And this 9mm here, he's the shepherd protecting my righteous ass in the valley of darkness. Or it could mean you're the righteous man, and I'm the shepherd. And it's the world that's evil and selfish.
This is best performance hands down.
That shit ain't the truth. Truth is, you're the weak, and I'm the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard.
I wonder if they ever tried to rob anybody again after that. Like, maybe we should just get jobs.
I wonder if that lady finishes her plate of eggs and bacon that was just had her head down.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, let's take the Ark of the Covenant and go, guys.
Yeah.
Movie holds up, man, every time, man. It's always worth the watch.
I forgot how much I loved this movie.
Yeah.
Thank you, NerdCage Live. I mean, I knew I loved it. Don't think I'm stupid, but I mean, like the rewatchability is high.
Yeah, and what?
But I never put your gun there. Like, what if that happened?
The worst possible place.
Man.
There we go, boys.
I couldn't even talk during the last scene.
Well, Tim Roth's name is Pumpkin.
Oh, I never knew that. Pumpkin. Okay.
Yeah,
I heard him
Pumpkin
say
and
that.
Honey Bunny, that's what they call each other. But
It's a great movie.
yeah.
I've got to say.
Yeah.
They don't make these.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, that out of order storytelling. Oh, so great. Quentin does it best.
Well, guys, this was spectacular. Congratulations, Cage Live, on 1 year. I love everything you guys do.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to come visit you,
Thanks for
Mark.
being
If I'm ever up there in Louisville, I will stop by. But, guys, thanks for having us on. It's a true honor, you know.
Mark, you still living up in Louisville?
Yeah, I'm still in Louisville.
Man, we'll have to catch up at some point in time. We go to Louisville every
I would
now
love
and then.
that. Yeah, let me know.
We were going to catch up with some people from not Back in Time, the Lost Art of Podcast in Lexington. We almost did the other day, me and Wes. So we'll love to catch up with you guys. But thanks for watching this with me. I've got to go take care of some chillins, but loved hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Made it so much better watching it with you guys.
See you guys.
Yeah, take care, Gabe. So,
Shay Smithers just said he just realized that Nick Fury was telling the Abomination to be cool.
True.
All right, so Wes, real quick, just explain the Real Talk, a movie podcast to everyone, where everyone can find you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been podcasting now for about 14 months. We started during the pandemic last year, and Gabe, T-Man, and I, we've been friends for years now. And we talked about doing a podcast for maybe 2 years before we actually finally got it together. I mean, that's just kind of our personalities. We just procrastinate and just don't get stuff done. But we finally got it launched. We're having an absolute blast doing it. And we're not on YouTube yet. It's strictly an audio podcast. And you can find us literally on anywhere that you get your podcasts. And we wanted to be a show that we really didn't have any particular format. We wanted to be able to mix it up and pretty much just do what we want. So we didn't pigeonhole ourselves into any particular genre or any particular format. And so we like to do different formats for different shows. As an example, our next show, which you guys are going to be a part of, y'all are going to come on and join us. We're talking summer blockbusters from 1985 to 1989. We've got our trilogy of episodes that we're doing there. We just finished up 80 to 84, and we got a little point system built. And and the movie, whoever wins, we don't know at this point in time. Whatever movie wins, it's going to be like the best summer blockbuster of the 80s. We're going to dedicate a full episode to it. And what you can expect when you tune into our show is just, we want you, the listener, to feel like you're just sitting on the couch with us. You're hanging out. We're talking movies exactly like what we've done tonight. Just had a good time. We try to be funny. It doesn't always succeed, but
you guys are great. I laugh every time, dude. You guys' banter. You guys are like, you guys are my boys, and your banter is great.
Well, one thing I forgot to mention, one thing that we'd like to do on the side is we started an interview series, which we didn't know how this was going to go, and we didn't even plan this from the beginning. We do our regular movie episodes. We talk about like one movie in particular. We also we do a reviewing the news series where we give you updates on the latest movies and what we thought about that. And then the third thing that we do is, again, that interview series where we have different guests on that are involved in cinema, whether it be a composer or a director or a writer. And we've had John Carpenter, Sandy King Carpenter, his wife, who's like a huge producer. Again, we've had people like George Hardy and Eric Freeman from Troll 2 and Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. We've had Stephen Cognetti, who wrote and directed one of the scariest horror films that I've seen in the past decade, Hell House LLC. Adrian Tofay would be my cat. Just a lot of really, really cool guests. And I love that. That's one of my favorite things about podcasting is meeting these people and getting to interview them. So we have a wide variety of different things that we do and just loving every minute of it.
Absolutely. That's well said. Again, highly recommend it. All their links are in the description, including their Facebook, Twitter, their Facebook group discussion, and whatever your choice of listening to podcasts, or if it's Podbean, Spotify, Apple, it's all in the links in the description below. Please give these guys a listen. They are great friends of NerdCage Live, very powerful ally. They are fantastic to work with, and I will say I cannot wait to do another watch party with you guys because this was an absolute blast. I couldn't think of a better scenario to celebrate 1 year of NerdCage Live, man. Tommy, anything you want to add?
You're muted.
Muted.
Oh, yeah, obviously. And too many drinks tonight. This is Pulp Fiction. No, I was just going to say, no, Wes said it great. Gabe said it great. I just had so much fun tonight. This was a great choice. I didn't realize how fun it was going to be until we got into it. So I had a blast doing this. First live watch party I'd done, and I loved it. So I would love to come back. You know, I know I can speak for Wes and Gabe on this. We would love to do this again. It's just fun to talk through these movies and just have fun. You know, it's not too dissimilar to what we do in our podcast. As Wes said, we're just three friends hanging out, talking about our love for cinema, and that's kind of, I think, what we did tonight. So thank you so much for having us. Congratulations on the 1 year. So excited to be friends with you all in the podcasting world. We love what you all do at NerdCage Live, and had a lot of fun tonight.
Absolute. Mark, anything you want to promote, anything you wanted to mention before we call the night here?
Well, of course, we talked about it a little bit earlier, while the movie was going on, but we have an upcoming look back episode. We're going to be celebrating the 40th anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And that episode should be dropping, if not tomorrow, the day after. I'm still editing it. I know that the actual anniversary was last Saturday, but life happened. And so we're kind of a little bit late on this one, but it's definitely probably one of the best ones we've done so far. It was a lot of fun to make, so tune in, watch out for it.
Absolutely, and just want to congratulate our buddy Joe for moderating for us, and we're happy to have him part. Officially, he's always been there, but now he's officially part of the live streams moving forward. I just want everybody in the chat to just welcome Joe with open arms. He's definitely going to be moving forward. He's going to be the moderator. He's our Joe Rogan's Jamie. He's our Molly Kiram from ESPN. He is hands down going to be the best moderator ever, and we're happy to have him on here. He's been here from the jump. He's helped us a lot behind the scenes. So Joe, just want to say congratulations on and a big thank you, for spending, your Thursday nights with us every week and helping me and helping Mark. And yeah, so Joe, we're really happy to have you on here.
Definitely.
And
thank you for being an on-screen presence also tonight and sort of helping us because it's difficult to kind of like talk and look at the chat and catch up with all that. So we're so happy to have you to do that part for us and kind of help us out. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, Mark's been wanting this for a long time now.
From the beginning. Yeah, from the beginning.
So this was not just something we decided all of a sudden. Like, we've wanted this for a while, and we know that, like, Fallen One Game, he's the best at it. Not to mention, he did save our ass a couple of times booting people during, like, important interviews. So
yeah, thank you for defending us against trolls.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's got the troll him. But yeah, Joe, thanks so much again. The only thing I just want to promote, just a friendly reminder, next Thursday, it is an honor to welcome back Anthony Marquez, the original Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat 2 and 3. He's decided he wants to come back, and he wants to talk MCU, he wants to talk UFC, and he wants to talk Godzilla. What better guest to have to do that on NerdCage Live? Anthony Marquez wants to chop it up with us, to talk about the things that we love talking about the most. I'm very excited. He's taking time off his busy schedule to be with us next Thursday. So be there next Thursday, Anthony Marquez, and we have a lot of cool stuff coming up in July, which I will reveal. I'm not ready to reveal just yet, but I'll reveal soon. A lot of good stuff coming in July, but at least to close out June, we have Anthony Marquez, the original Kung Lao, to talk, just to chop it up with us. So we're really excited about that. Again, a big thank you to my partner Mark and to Joe, and of course the Real Talk gentlemen for taking time off their busy schedule to be here. And of course we're gonna be collaborating with them again next week as we're gonna be doing the part 2 of their 80s blockbuster series. And I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm still putting my list together. I cannot wait to get into that. By the way, listen to their part 1 of their 80s blockbuster. It was fantastic, and I absolutely mean that. So please check out Real Talk. We cannot wait to have them back on NerdCage. We can't wait to do another watch party with them because this was hella fun. It's nice it's nice to chop it up with some fellow cinema snobs. So that's all I got.
We might have to rip you off here and do a little watch party over there on Real Talk, because this was really cool. I really didn't know what to expect. Never done anything like this before, but it turned out to be a blast. And again, I should have said this earlier, but seriously, congrats on your 1 year. I think a lot of podcasts, a lot of people, they get started, they get going, they try to get everything set up, and it just doesn't last. They don't even make it, this far. But you guys, obviously, you're into a year. Your subscribers are going up. It's really cool. So I think you've made it. So just continue to build that audience and continue to get out there. So congratulations.
Yeah, and we're going to work hard to make it better and better as well. So that's pretty much all I got. Again, and of course, thanks to everybody in the chat. Ian, Byron, Shay Smithers, Paul Tackett was here earlier. I know Betty Rage was here earlier. Norton's Chin, thank you. Everybody who came in today. Scott Bannock, sorry, I didn't mean to forget you. Everybody who came in to watch this movie with us, or at least just listen to us banter about this movie we love so much, thank you. We appreciate it. Great stuff coming to move forward. That's all I got. So that being said, everybody, we please ask you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread that shit like Silva. So USA, from Louisville, Kentucky, to Nashville, Tennessee, to Bowling Green, Kentucky, to Syracuse, New York, to all of our friends and fans around that NerdCage Live and Real Talk, a movie podcast. Enjoy life, stay safe, and good night.
Sayonara.
Good night, everyone.
Finish him. Kung Lao wins. Fatality. Flawless victory. Prepare to die.
Yes, this is Jay St. G here, and yes, we are excited to welcome back Anthony Marquez, the original Kung Lao. Be sure to pick up his book, Kung Fu Rockstar. Links in the description below.
Ooh, trying to get out of the nerd cage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!